Alright, let's get things going. Hello everyone! Back with more Eastern Investigations 2. Final case. If you're wondering about the fountain room, as the background, I went back to actually... Hang on. Get rid of that. I went back actually to get the achievements I have missed before. So I now have 90% of the accolades. So I now have all of the little story basic ones, like the little Easter egg hints, the 2 rights, the step ladders, and then also and all these the specific ones here. I had to go back for these 2, that one, also that one. I had to go back for. So that is done now. So I did all that. So now I have 3 more achievements, and that's completing the last case, opening up the gallery one more time after I beat the last case, and then the one for getting all the accolades. So that is, well, so we'll see how it goes. Will I beat case 5 today? I don't know. I do not think so. It is still a long case, and I have gone 3 hours in. Maybe I'm going ahead faster than scheduled, but who knows? I'm definitely not halfway through yet, though. I think I'm still in the middle of the section I'm currently in, which is still a beginning, apparently. I'm starting to think it's just long sections, and there's just not that many sections at all. I feel like I should have been called a middle, though, rather than the beginning. Who knows. Anyways, so that is where we're picking up from. So, yeah. But like I said, I did go back to get the other achievements I had missed, so this background is because I went back into case 3 to get the like father, like son achievement. So let's go ahead and let's get things going. Yeah, there's the autosave right there. Let's go ahead and get things going. Beginning. A call from the culprit. So the first thing I was going to do is talk to Gumshoe, because he is right here and bent over. Oh man, poor Gumshoe. He's been so distraught over the last couple cases. Let's go talk to him. Stop, Gummy! Why are you running away from us? I've been betrayed, Kay. Detective Gumshoe. When you gave up your badge, sir, I didn't know what to do with myself. You stay right where you are, Detective. So I thought, if you weren't gonna be a prosecutor anymore, then maybe I shouldn't be a detective either. But I was wrong. Even if you're not around, I'll always be a detective. My job will always be to investigate crimes. And us detectives don't just investigate when prosecutors ask us to. We have to be able to look into stuff ourselves, too. Is that what you were doing just now? And back then, too. You should think you'll form a subordinate for what I'm about to share. In his desperation to help Kay Faraday, he gave me a valuable piece of information. Detective Gumshoe did that. So Rosie Ringer's autopsy report. When I went down to the detention center to see how Kay was doing, Oh, he saw the conversation! Oh no! He saw the logic chess. You overheard that? Yeah, so I went back and looked over the evidence, dug out a little something I thought might help. No way, Gummy! You're the best! I'd be in prison right now if it wasn't for you. My pleasure, kid. Good to see you got your memory back, by the way. Thanks. So anyway, like I said, I'm investigating stuff for myself these days. And that's that. Did he run away again? Wait, Gummy, don't run off again. We get it. You can look at this stuff yourself now. That's great. And it helped me right when I needed it most. This is where our paths part, Kay. I have to go on my own. Walks away. Dramatically. But right now, we need you to work with us. I'm no longer a prosecutor, or indeed in anything, but we're investigating a case regardless. And I ask you not as a prosecutor, but as a friend. Detective Gumshoe, will you help us? Well, look at that! Character development! Oh, stop it, sir, you're killing me here. Come on, Gummy! Alright, I'll do it. Just stop bowing and be nice to me, okay? It's weird. Yummy! Thank you, detective. So, what do you need? What you been up to? Can you tell us what you've discovered in the course of your investigations, detective? Yes, sir. Sure I can. Alright, so I got 3 big things to tell you. Here goes. Number 1, I've got some results for you from when the forensics looked at Kate's clothes. They found traces of what looked to be a powerful sedative. Brand was 3 Z's. I guess that's what she was drugged with at Gord Lake before she was taken to the roof of the big building. Sure seems that way. Now for number 2. I got hold of all the footage from that security camera in front of the big building elevator. The camera that captured President Wang and Judge Gambit that night. The elevator is usually the only way of getting up onto the roof, correct? And therefore, anyone using it should have been caught on camera. That's right. So, winding the tape back two nights ago, we should have been able to see Kay being carried up there while she was out cold. And? Did you spot me, Gummy? I watched it all and fast-forwarded everything from 2 days ago till the end. Yes, and? Nothing. No sign of Kay anywhere. I thought it was too good to be true. So how did the kidnapper get her up there? I think we'll need to look into that a little in a little more detail. And the last item on your list? Yes, sir. This is the big one. The third thing I have to tell you is, it's great to be working with you again. I'll be captured as prep is the last thing I do, and that about wraps it up. I put you through a lot, detective. That doesn't mean I can't. That doesn't mean I can start going easy on you. That's the big one, as you put it. Doesn't even have anything to do with the case. Would have preferred something in practical use. Ugh, no mercy, huh? Yes, I shouldn't have expected any less. Thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. Boy has been kidnapped. We need your help to find him. Kidnapped? Yes, his name is Sean Fenn. Oh wait, the kid with the horns? You know him. Saw him earlier today. You mean this morning? Yeah, he got off that bus over there, and then he walked off toward the garbage disposal area. Where's that? Just over there. It's where all the offices in the big building put their trash before it gets taken away. Wait, what after that? I couldn't tell you. I had to leave right around then. I think we better take a closer look at this garbage disposal area. Wonder if there's anything I can present to him to I present the security camera footage? Go on, Mr. Edgeworth, I think. You want to show me that for a reason, were you? Want to know the first thing about it. And yet, that doesn't seem to bother you at all. Okay, so let's, so we know that now. I'm gonna go ahead and let's, talk to Powers again. Mr. Powers, can I ask you a somewhat impertinent question? Sure, what is it? Are they planning on making any more Steel Samurai? Of course! Of course, that's the question he asked. You're kidding, Miles. Sorry, does this have something to do with your case? No, I was simply asking out of interest. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but they don't let us talk about this stuff with just anybody. Ugh, I'm sorry to put you on the spot. I knew it was a long shot. Oh well. But he didn't say they weren't planning on making anything new. Interesting. Very interesting. Anyways. Wow, Edgeworth. I'm gonna talk to Lloyd. How about that? A little help from little old me, and y'all made me a giant leap closer to solving the case. Closer? Sure, but closer you mean we wound up going after the completely wrong kidnap victim. She must have barely looked at the photo at all. Oh, really? I thought I'd given y'all the tip of the century. My bad. It's not your fault. It's ours for putting our trust in unreliable sources. Well, we'll just have to learn to not do that again. You literally you sort of gave us incorrect information, though. You got the fact that someone was kidnapped right. You failed to mention or recognize who. What's it? I don't give y'all no tips at all, you know, and I won't. I'm not even gonna be like that. Alright, fine. Maybe just this one. But only because I got a real scoop for y'all this time. A real scoop, This should be good. Real scoop. Fine. I'm not expecting much, but you got my attention. What is this scoop of yours? Proof, that's what. Proof that Torosaurus really is real. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay, we're leaving. Wait. I ain't lying, I swear. Sure, it's hard to believe, but it's true. We don't have time for this. But we also don't have much else to go on, I suppose. I'll humor her. Proof? What kind of proof? Did you capture something in a tape recorder, perhaps? Oh, you good, Ruffles? No, sharper than a gosh dang tack. I captured the sound of that big old beastie breathing fire is what I captured. I was hoping for something a little better than that. Hey, don't make that face, dang it. I ain't lying. Let's be yourself. Tell me it ain't true. Alright, ready? It's the fire breathing time, dang nabbit. There. Well, kinda hard to tell over the shouting, but it could have been something breathing fire? Maybe? And tell me, Miss Lloyd, did you see this fire breathing something with your own eyes? Well, not exactly with my eyes as such. Being as how I wasn't precisely close by when it happened. Sure, the Minotaurus would be pretty hard to miss no matter how far away you were standing. Well, see, I was far away, but also recording via what you might call a non-standard means. So, would you mind explaining what you mean by that? Yeah, really dug myself a hole here, huh? See, I could have rigged me up a little wireless intercept, hoping to do a little scoop detecting. That's so sad. Poor insect. Not an insect, Kay. Intercept. She was listening out for radio signals. Would have allowed her to listen on any nearby transmissions. Me and the chief have been down here at the big building sniffing around these past couple days. Looking into Miss Hart's tip about the underground auction, I assume. It would mean that you have been listening in on all the radio signals in the area, too. Sure have, which is how I wound up hearing the most thunderous ear-splitting noise you ever did hear. The pounding of feet, electricity in the air. This was it, Torosaurus at last. You made up everything except for the roaring sound, didn't you? The long and short of it is, you didn't actually see anything, correct? Yeah, I don't need to see things. I'm ready here. Anyhow, I kept listening till the line comes down. Your pal there's voice, hollering fit to beat the band. Eavesdropping, gal, why don't you come out and show yourself? Oh, what was that sound? I had a feeling that was her reacting to the recording bit. I apologize for that. I'm sure Kay didn't mean to bowl you over with a little outburst. I assume it was as shocking as it was because you didn't hear it directly. It came through your headphones while you were listening to the signal from the bug, didn't it? What? Are you saying she planted it? Come on now, I ain't no bugging, just a little lighthearted intercepting is all. Would you mind if we borrow the table while you recorded, Miss Lloyd? Do what you dang well, please. Just like, what if we just Edward just takes the whole recorder away from her? Like, this is evidence now, you're not getting it back. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Saint, Mr. Barry. Miss Barry. Miss Barry. I'm sorry. How's the search going? Did you find him? Not yet. Poor Sean. Sean? Oh, nothing. Just, slip of the tongue. I guess they still don't know about the kidnapping. We did manage to find Eustace, yes. You did? That's great. Thanks so much. Now maybe they won't arrest me again. Well, we found him, but we didn't find the evidence. So you're very much still at stake here. Anyways. You're amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. How did you find Prosecutor Winter? With some serious investigative magic, that's how. I gotta admit, I feel a little suspicious of the fact that Regina and Saint. It makes sense because they were involved with the prison case, so of course they'd be here. But I don't know, something about it doesn't feel right. It was pure luck, actually, but. Because considering the fact that we're basically just finding the evidence to ensure Legar is found guilty, I don't know if Saint and Gina even had to be in this case at all. It was pure luck, actually, but never mind. You didn't even need our help, huh? That's not true. Thanks so much for joining in the search. Where did you look, by the way? Oh, this place is a little this place is a little way called Sunshine Coliseum. You know it? Sunshine Coliseum. That's over by the harbor. There were a whole bunch of people there for a big event, and we thought it might be worth a look. You mean like a festival? Oh, that sounds fun. Wish I could have gone and checked it out. Oh yeah, it was super fun. There were food stands and fireworks. Steamy didn't like crowds much, but hey, you don't have to tell them that. All right, it's decided. When this case is finally over, we're all going to the festival together. Festival of Sunshine Coliseum. The circus show. It's kind of lucky you found Prosecutor and winner so quickly. Lucky? In what way? We have to go practice soon for the show. We wouldn't have been able to. Well, we wouldn't be able to help much. We wouldn't be able to help for much longer anyway. I see. I'm sorry to have kept you from your duties at the circus. Oh no, it's nothing to worry about, really. We were glad to help. I'll do everything that helps make sure they don't arrest me again. So you really helped me out by finding him. I'm so relieved. Of course, just because they found him, that doesn't mean they'll find Warner Lagarde guilty. What? You mean they might still throw me back in jail? No, I can't go back, I can't. Come on, Kay, do you really have to torment the poor boy? Oh, I'm sorry, man. Anyways. So I can go past that door now. Okay. You know, all my friends went out looking. But you made us do it. No fair. Her friends? I guess she means the animals. Today is the first public performance of your new show, correct? Yep, it sure is. We practiced so hard for this one. So Mr. Sane will be performing too. Of course, he practiced harder than anybody. Even if he did spend the whole time saying no. He even went up to the balloon to spread the word from the sky. So you have to come and see him perform, okay? It will mean so much to him. Of course. Assuming we can solve this case before then. Did you say that you enlisted the help with animals in your search? Yep, and if it happened in Isaiah region, we might have found something. But Simeon, the big scaredy cat, was all no, and put a stop to that. So boring. If it weren't for Mr. Saint, the whole town would probably be in uproar right now. I mean, elephant and lion roaming the streets, that would definitely cause a stir. Oh, come on, Simeon, why would you do that? Setting the whole circus loose in the city would have been super fun. I'm sorry. You too, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry. Why are you apologizing to me? I'm the one person who didn't say anything. Anyways. So, Sean walked off in this direction, huh? It would seem so, yes. Perhaps we'll find some clues here as to his current whereabouts. I already see the milk. I must scout the scene and expect anything that catches my attention. Milk. There's nothing of interest here. The milk is not of interest. No. I simply missed it. This milk carton. That's the same brand Sean drinks. Something happened to him here. I'm almost certain of it. Lock. So they keep it locked up tight, huh? I guess they don't want an non-residents disposing of the trash here. This is a ridiculous sight to have. Like, what place would have a sign labeled entitled like this in this specific spot? Like, at the very least, it'd be like, if they had a sign like this, it should be like connected to the gate or something, not like off to the side here. The trash is collected at 1 oh, I got a notice. Oh, that was just a message. I'll mute my microphone when I turned it off to start the stream. The trash is collected at 11 a.m. I guess that's why the enclosure is empty. There were a ton of stuff here earlier. Big stuff, too. Oh. Today must be the day they take the big stuff away. Yeah, sure looked that way. I bet the big squish machine squished it all up good anyhow. They don't do that with the larger items. They just take them away as they are. They do, huh? How'd you know that, sir? Wait, Mr. Defender's pretty keen for you to join him, right? I bet he's saying some kind of pamphlet on how to throw your stuff away when you move office. You're spookily insightful sometimes, Kay. But only sometimes. Based on what we've seen, what Detective Gumshoe told us, I think there's a strong possibility that Sean was abducted from the garbage disposal area. Yeah, it's kind of out of the way of your prying eyes, huh? But why would Sean even come here in the first place? I imagine he must have had something to dispose of. But the truck's already come and gone. I guess we'll never know what that something was now. Okay, so it sounds like I've done not everything yet. It's totally empty. Yes, because the garbage was just collected. You think? Or did somebody steal it all? I smell a crime here, Mr. Edgeworth. Essentially, it smells something as well. But is it really the scent of a crime? No, it's the scent of rotten bananas. Whatever, let's go. We're out of here. Anyways, so I think it's time to logic. Oh, it's definitely time to logic. Okay, so based on what we have, and based on the images, I've seen, I think these two connect. And I think these two connect. Oh wait, no, vehicle activity, garbage disposal area. No, those probably don't connect at all, actually. These probably connect though. Yes. Okay. Mr. Saint, you mentioned fireworks before. Huh? Fireworks? Yes, at the event of the Coliseum. Were they setting them off? Were they setting them off even during daylight hours? Oh yeah, a bunch went off while we were there. What are you thinking, Mr. Edgeworth? The loud bang we heard. What if that was a firework? Huh? Don't think for 1 second you'll get away with this. Oh, don't worry. I'm counting you to at least try and track me down. That'll be half the fun. Not that I rate your chances of bringing me to justice particularly highly. I'm mostly saying that in my own voice for now, since I have no clue who this is. For the bang to be clearly audible over the telephone, it must have been pretty loud. Which means fireworks, which means the Coliseum. So the kidnapper was near there, right? We got a new piece of logic. But how near? If the fireworks are that loud, you probably could hear them from pretty far away. Yes, the area we need to search would be too broad even to consider doing it ourselves. But if the police were to lend a hand... Near the Coliseum, vehicle activity. I don't think any of these connect. At the same time, what if these two connect? No, I didn't. Nope, okay. That doesn't add up. I better think again. Maybe there's another piece of logic I don't have. Oh, yeah, hang on. Well, if it ain't my two newest pals. More trouble? Hop in. Thank you, but we don't need to go anywhere right now. Ah, you don't gotta say nothing, buddy. You're running over your face. You gotta go make a fresh start, am I right? New town, new house, new everything. Cops in your tail, rise guys even. Doesn't matter. Just rip it all up and start again. Come on, hop in. Your life starts right here. Just be sure to tip generously now. I'm starting to wonder why we weren't more suspicious of him the first time. Guess talk to this guy. How are things looking here, officer? All good. I'm pointing past you, by the way, but... Yes, sir. Very good to you. You're not in this direction, but I'm looking right at your hand. I've just been keeping my eyes and ears peeled, but my nose, tongue, fingers, too. It's a whole new kind of guard duty, I must say. I was really relishing the challenge it presents. No offense, but would you mind concentrating on the more traditional methods? Anyways. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Whoops. Back. Have I truly done everything I could do? Oh, there's an array of filming equipment here. It's practically screaming, stealing me, just sitting there on the ground like that, huh? Okay. I know. I was just seeing how I felt to say it. If I stole Global Studios' gear, they'd never be able to make another Steel Samurai show again. And where would that leave you and all the other fans, huh? That's not why I stopped you. But it's also a good point. This is the site bus. They use it for moving the cast and crew around during shooting. A bus, huh? Then we need to know where it's going and how much the tickets cost. It's Global Studios' own private bus, K. You wouldn't need to buy a ticket. And the destination will change depending on the needs of the crew. So let me get this straight. It's free and it goes anywhere you want it to? I got me one of these. What you want then is not a bus, K, but a car. We want this a bus, but a car, K, just like everyone else. I wonder if there's something I need to present to someone. At the same time, though, I have 4 pieces of logic. Surely some of these have to connect. Wait a second. Shouldn't like the garbage truck have been seen? Only 2 vehicles came through here this morning. The taxi and the blue truck. And Eustace was taken away in the taxi. Right. Well, it seems that Sean was likely abducted from the garbage disposal area. And if the garbage was collected at 11 a.m. Oh, I get it. Now we know what kind of truck it was. Indeed. It must have been the garbage truck. But the police officer who told us about it didn't describe it as such. He only mentioned the fact that it was blue. Heh, some cop he was. I did not even notice it was one of those cool trash switching machines. Because it wasn't. Today wasn't a regular garbage day. It's the day they collect larger items. For which they wouldn't use a specialized garbage truck, just a regular truck like any other. But it was a garbage truck nonetheless. And where do garbage trucks go? To the dump, right? Wait a second. So you're saying the kidnapper disguised themselves as a trash collector? But then the truck would probably have been fake too, right? So maybe it didn't go to the dump. No, I'm reasonably sure the garbage truck was real. Yeah? How do you figure that? Another look at the garbage disposal area should tell us. What tells us the garbage truck must have been real? Maybe the fact that it's locked? The garbage disposal area is kept locked. Oh yeah, it's only a real garbage collector and a real garbage truck could have opened it. Precisely. The garbage truck can't have been a fake. Perhaps whoever abducted Shaw and put him in a large cardboard box that they'd prepared for the job. Now mix that in amongst all the other oversized items, and the garbage collector would have taken it away, no questions asked. Exactly, allowing the kidnapper to await the truck's arrival at the garbage processing facility. They could then claim to have thrown the box away by mistake and collected it without incident. All right, so where do they take the garbage after it leaves here? Oh boy, let's see. Looks like we have 2 possibilities. But which of the garbage processing facilities was Sean taking to? Considering the fact that Sunshine Coliseum is involved here, probably gonna be Daybreak Dump. Have we found anything that might serve as a clue? How have I not found anything to connect 3 footprints with yet? Surely that would be, I guess it's gonna come up later. So based on the loud bang we heard on the phone call, we know that the kidnapper was somewhere in the vicinity of Sunshine Coliseum. And one of the garbage facilities is right by there too. I think it's likely that's where Sean was taken. Which means the kidnapper must be holding him somewhere near there. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Could I ask you and your men to search the area around the garbage facility? It's not like you to ask, sir. Feels a little flat if I'm being totally honest. Why don't you give me a good old-fashioned order, huh? Like you used to. You don't mind, even though I'm not the prosecutor anymore. I told you already. The detective investigates for himself, not just for prosecutors. Thank you. Mr. Edgeworth, we're almost out of time. Oh no. You're right, we need to hurry. I doubt Judge Cabell and the others can hold out much longer. I'm counting on you, Detective Gumshoe. I won't let you down, sir. It won't be an official search, but I'll put my best guys on it. You can count on that. I'm coming too, Gummy. I promised I'd snatch Sean from the jaws of danger, and that's just what I'm going to do. I'll head back to the courthouse. Who knows, may be able to drag proceedings out just a little longer. Alright, with me everybody, even in the depths of night. Oh. God, it's already striking 2. There isn't a moment to lose. Yes, sir. But I didn't finish. Want no other birds there to take flight. So, you guys have managed to stall the proceedings for 2 hours. How many times have we been, like, going back and forth about the murder weapon? Oh, we're here. Well, it's an old friend, ex-prosecutor Edgeworth. Hello, dear boy. Excelsius winner. The accused are turning to face the prosecution. I'm not done with you yet. I already told you, Francisca. It doesn't make sense. Why would I help her? I feel for her, of course. A woman in her prime sent to prison. It's enough to make a grown man cry. But to suppress evidence in order to keep her out of the jail cell? No, it's preposterous. But do you have a statement from your own son? He says he entrusted the evidence to your care. I'm afraid I don't know what he's talking about. or why he'd say such a thing. Don't know what's going into him lately. I guess I'm the co-counsel now. What if I could prove that you and Warden Lagarde are much more closely associated than you claim? I'm sorry, prove? I think we've been over this, dear boy. You're an ex-prosecutor, remember? Are you even allowed in this part of the courtroom anymore? Miles Edgeworth, I'm not prosecuting this case. What do you think of barging in like this? I'm sorry, Francisca, but it's important. May I speak on behalf of the prosecution just briefly? What are you doing? Judge Gambit, I come before the court with important new evidence. I asked you allow me to present it. You lost your mind, dear boy. There's no way this to be allowed. Well, the defense hopes you'll let him, G. Just saying. Was I thinking over the prosecution side there, Frandango? Fine. The prosecution has no objections. Your objections are neither here nor there. This isn't a democracy, it's a courtroom. I still have this? Surely I would have confiscated it. Anyways, and this is a flagrant contempt. Isn't that right, Verity? I wonder where you got another mat. I wonder where you got another wig. No, as long as Sean's still missing, she'll feel she has no choice but to go along with what everyone wants. If only there was some way of telling her he might be found out at any moment. Judge Gambit, I would ask only this: that you trust in me, and in my assistant, just this once. Speaking of which, where is Kay Faraday? She's currently searching for the most important piece of evidence of all. Nonsense! There's no more evidence to be found. You're just stalling for time. The most important piece of evidence of all, eh? Hey, gee, I don't know what this evidence is, but maybe we should trust in Miles' little pal. What do you say? I mean, vague. Of course, I know what the evidence is, but you know, I mean, I'd say little pal, but I'd say little pal, but she's way more than that. She's the only great thief Yadagarasu. Seems better to sense what I'm getting at least. Judge Gambit, the evidence I'm talking about, we're almost certain we know where it is. Kay is only moments away from snatching it from the jaws of danger. Very well. This is highly irregular, but I will allow it. You have my thanks. Have you all gone completely mad? You said you had important new evidence? Evidence of what exactly? Just what I said. That Warden Lagarde and Chairman Winner are far better acquainted than he claims. Allow me to present it to you. What proves the link between Intelligence Winner and Future Lagarde? Report on night. This is it, right? Yeah, it should be that. This document is a report regarding the interrogation of a certain someone. Oh yeah? Who might that be? The late Mr. Bronco Knight. And the interrogation was to be carried out by none other than Warden Lagarde. Wait, is that the interrogation where... Yes, where Knight was killed. This document shows Warden Lagarde planning the interrogation in which Mr. Knight was murdered. This is indeed important evidence. Miles Edgeworth, you referred to the document in question as a report. Would you care to elaborate to whom was this report addressed? Very good question, Miss Von Korma. And the answer is the most important new revelation of all. We recovered this document from a safe in the storeroom on the 51st floor of the big building. That's the storeroom where the lots for the underground auction were kept. It is. An auction, if you recall, that was presided over by one Excelsius Winner. And that assumed that the report in the question was addressed. Do you still mean to insist that you and Warden Lagarde barely knew one another? I'll refrain from commenting on that matter for the moment, if you don't mind. What? I don't believe it's been conclusively proven that there was the auctioneer yet, has it? Have you forgotten the events of this morning already? I think that's another thing. The end of case 4 was like hours ago. We were immediately thrown into case 5. That's crazy. I think I proved that fact more than adequately. I'll admit defeat in that particular arena, yes, but that was not the courtroom. Can you prove the same thing here, my boy? That I was the ringleader, did you call it? If you can't, then, well, You certainly can't prove that the report was addressed to me. You won't wiggle your way out of this one. So unfair. Tell him, Verity, please. I'm not being slippery at all. I'm being entirely reasonable, wouldn't you say? Unlike you when you permitted Mr. Edgeworth this bizarre interlude. That was the most unlike you. It's saddening, truly it is, to see you falling in your sacred duty to the law. Almost saddening enough to make me want to take drastic measures. I still have this too? Okay. That's kind of... I find it funny that he still has the lighter and paper, because you think they would have confiscated that from him when he was arrested. Anyways, you're right, of course. Until the fact has been adequately proven in the courtroom, it cannot be truly considered a fact. I'm afraid I have no choice but to ask that Mr. Edgeworth's theory be struck from the record. Ugh, it's no good. Just to know for certain that Sean is safe. I'm sorry, my boy, but what counts as truth out in the field and the courtroom are two different things. You're more than willing to bend the truth in the courtroom. Is that what you're saying? Oh, you scurrilous soul. I do no such thing. I'll simply accept the court's verdict as the truth. Should I choose to acquit me, as should you. If we can't find the missing evidence, we're in trouble here. Well, Verity, I think we've heard about what we need to, don't you? There's no way that evidence is turning up. Ever. A crick's not guilty, we can all go home. Hey, he's here. Who said that? Lead prosecutor is back. Dad? Eustace. What are you doing here? Mr. Winter, what is the meaning of this? And where have you been? You can't just abandon your duties like that! I'm sorry. You are unfit to be a prosecutor! You're a complete and utter disgrace! Why, Eustace? Why can you not get into your head? This is no place for an incompetent fool like you! Dad, I brought some vital evidence! So, can I, please, take my place at the prosecutor's bench? Pretty please? Well, well, Eustace. This is certainly a surprise. Eustace, my boy, what's gotten into you? There's something different about you. What's going on? Dad, come on, my boy, spit it out. What is it? Do you want Daddy to play catch with you? That's it, isn't it? Alright, why don't you run along home and I'll be with you soon. Hey, get back on the stand! Get back on the stand right now! What's gotten into you, child? Shaking like a leaf. Judge Gambit! The prosecutor in charge has arrived along with important new evidence. This trial is far from over. Surely you can't call an end to proceedings just yet. No objections of team defense. I am well invested in this drama. Only wish we could have had our original team captain say that herself, though. The prosecution has no objections either. We're about to get 2 co-counsels on this bench. You think this farce is going to continue? There's no chance of that. None at all. Isn't that right, Verity? He still thinks he was successful in his bid to capture Sean, but we know different. Sadly, as long as the boy remains missing, nothing changes. Judge Gambit's hands are still tied. Oh boy. Oh, that's her phone. What's that sound? That's her cell phone. Oh, mine's also ringing. Whoa, I'm getting a call too. Why is everyone getting a call? Mr. Edgeworth! Mr. Fender! Hey! Hey, Gumshoe, Gumshoe has a coat. Oh, that's cool. We found Sean! We found Sean! Detective, you did it! The most important piece of evidence of all, huh? That's some stellar work, your gray thiefness. Thanks, we just saw you showing over the way. See you all soon! Judge Gravel, it's for you. Hello? Yes? Yes, I understand. I'm so glad you're safe. Be sure to get everybody properly. You'll do that for me, won't you? Alright, be careful. I'll see you back at home. Ah. And she's back. The proceedings will continue. I feel certain freedom returning to my hammer arm. Ugh, no. How? This is a idiotic joke. It is no such thing. The witness will return to the stand. And Mr. Winter will step up to the prosecutor's bench. Yes, ma'am. Wow, this bench is crowded, huh? Eustace Winter? Yeah? I leave matters in your hands. Huh? Facing down your own father. This won't be easy. I'll be looking on with interest. Don't disappoint me. And Francisco's gone. My work here is done. I will not be returning to the series ever again. That was my last appearance. Goodbye, everyone. I don't know if she shows up again, actually. She probably does. Very well. Is the prosecution ready to proceed? Mr. Winter, you mentioned some evidence they wish to present to the court. Yeah, so, the knife and the chisel. Wow, track down the missing murder jigs. Well, Mr. Winter, did you? About that, no, I couldn't find them. I searched everywhere, but I was too late. Too late? How so? I remembered something. I saw Dad in the garage this morning. He was carrying something wrapped in newspaper. Where are you going, Dad? Oh, Eustace, I was, just on my way to throw out some trash. And then I heard this tinkling sound. Tingling, huh? Let me guess. The bill from Mr. Connors' chisel. You need to tell the court that you believe the witness disposed of the evidence. I tried. I tried best, but I was too late. Sorry. You said you looked everywhere. Everywhere where? Literally everywhere. I even went to the dump. I got down on my hands and knees and dug for the garbage. I figured that stuff had to be in there somewhere. Wait, that's Eustace. Huh? Hey, what are you doing here? Whoa! Whoa! Rude? Totally ignored me. So that's what he was doing. And he even went so as far as to search the dump. But all I found was this. And this is a little pungent for one thing. Yeah, and you're a little on the ripe side of yourself, kiddo. I can smell you from here. What do you expect? And the knife. It's probably somewhere among all that trash. There was too much to go for on my own. Very well. The court will accept the item you have presented to evidence. You really have outdone yourself, Eustace. You never failed to disappoint, dear boy. You dug through watching garbage with your bare hands, and that's all you have to show for it? You drive me to tears. Really, you do. Might be a little soon done the waterworks just yet, Dad. In quotation marks. Let's take a close look first. If you wish to waste your time, be my guest. Hey, Eustace, Miles, do this devastatingly handsome old defense attorney a favor, will you? hit this guy full in the face with the truth. It seems Fender's on board. Good. Let's see if we can't find an opening. Mr. Winter, could you show me the piece of evidence you found? Sure. Investigation time! Whee! Oh. Yeah, that's something. Let's open it up, shall we? I can only hope there's something of value inside. Could this be the bell that was on Mr. Connors' chisel? Perhaps it's some trace evidence that can prove one way or the other. It's no good. Look at it. It's spotless. Well, Mr. Winter, do tell. Was there anything interesting inside your little scrap of paper? Of course there wasn't. Why would there be? Why was it even accepted into evidence? It's literally a piece of trash. Sorry, gentlemen, but the truth hurts. Were Eustace's efforts for nothing? It's true the bell may not be of much use to us as evidence. I was picking, like, because I noticed, like, the little handprint thing there. That wasn't what, okay. Nonetheless, come on, Edgeworth, we can't give up yet. As calm and collected as ever, I see. Miles, unlike my poor idiot son there. Are we to assume that the prosecution has nothing more to say on the matter? Very well. Objection! Oh. Not so fast, Goobel. We're not done yet. There's one thing we still haven't looked at properly. Really, my boy? You want us to believe there's more? Desperation is never a good look on you, you know. It seems Eustace isn't quite ready to give up just yet. And for once, I think we're both thinking the same thing. Namely, that we might not necessarily be dealing with a useless piece of trash. We can't know for sure without looking more closely, but if I'm right, we're talking about the piece of newspaper the bell was wrapped in. Seems really we're thinking the same thing. Ah, it's beautiful, really it is. Tear-jerkingly so. Some might call it heroic optimism. Some might call it a clutching at straws. But whatever one calls it, to put all one's faith in a worthless piece of garbage. That takes belief. Let's take a closer look and see if it's as worthless as you say, shall we? Eustace, you'd be so kind. Whew. Oh yeah, there we go. Now it's much more clear. Are these finger marks? And look, it's covered in some sort of oil. Charles Cavell, I'd like to have this examined for fingerprints. Could I request that you call somebody from forensics? Very well. Summon a technician right away. As the results, Your Honor, it's been confirmed that there are finger marks. Unfortunately, it looks like they were made by somebody wearing gloves. No! Oh dear, well that doesn't give you very much way of evidence, does it? But I suppose it makes sense if you think about it. After all, it's most important evidence. What kind of idiot would handle something like that without gloves on? Oh, that's right. The kind that would play about desperately like you, my boy. Wow. Way to doctor a kid, stupid dad. I'm merely calling a spade, or in this case, an idiot. Real winners know to keep their emotions out of things. And take no pity of the weak and foolish, including their own ineffective offspring. Man, this guy's relentless. Yeah, you spent the last who knows how long proclaiming yourself to be a prize-winning prosecutor. But thanks to my little pep talk this morning, you finally know exactly how those prizes were won. It was all thanks to me. Thanks to the power I wield. You've never stood on your own 2 feet. You've always been coddled. First by me, then by Verity. And who draw your garbage-smelling tears? Garbage-smelling? Oh, that's a stench that doesn't suit you, even if it does make me turn up my nose in disgust. Objection. No, you're wrong. I am, my boy. Wrong by what? I'm not the one that smells. You are! What did you say? Yeah, you smell, and you don't even realize it. You couldn't hide it even if you wanted to. Edgeworth, take a sniff. Right there where the finger marks are. You want me to smell it? Is that oil? Yep, and I know where it came from. Wait, I know it from somewhere too. It smells of engine oil in here. I guess when you're senior, it must be something of a motorhead. Wow, I'm really loving this. Eustace is actually on fire right now. He's doing great. That odor tells us something important. It tells us exactly who threw this piece of evidence away. But I guess my dad's right. I guess I'll never be a winner. I guess I'll never be a real winner. I'll never be able to keep my emotions out of things. And I'll never be able to stand up to him, no matter what he's done. Eustace. Be strong, Eustace. Remember what you told me. You said you were going to be different from your father. A different kind of prosecutor. And you are a prosecutor. We both are. That's why we're standing here in this courtroom. A prosecutor's highest responsibility is to the truth, to see that it comes to light, no matter what. We expose crimes, and we see that the perpetrators are punished, no matter who they may be. So if you truly mean to continue on as a prosecutor, you know what you have to do. I made you a promise. I said if you could summon the courage to find your feet again, I'd help you. This isn't something you should have to do alone. I'm here. I'm right beside you. Thanks, Edgeworth. Yeah! Oh my god, yes! You're right! Those fingers tied to my dad in this crime. We just need to show everybody now. Take that! Eustace takes... I gotta take that as Edgeworth, though. The smell you pointed out to me, Eustace. It's the smell of engine oil, is it? Motorcycle oil, even. Yep, we've both smelled it before in the same place. Yes, in Chairman Widow's garage. Ugh. What's more, these finger marks feature some distinctive patterns, don't they? The outlines of the letters D, E, A, T, and H. The same letters that appear on the fingers on these gloves. Gloves that can be bought in any store. How does that prove anything, dear boy? Pretty unique pair of gloves, but I guess that's not entirely untrue. How indeed. That's not the only thing that connects your gloves to the piece of newspaper we found. Let's look again at the scrap of paper the bell is wrapped in. And compared to the gloves we found in Chairman Widow's garage, there's a feature that undeniably connects the two. This right here. Oh, really? It does? Are you sure, dear boy? I can't see the connection myself. Well, luckily you don't need to see it. Edgeworth, I can't see it either. Ugh! Did I pick the wrong part? Come on, concentrate. I honestly thought I had it there. That'd be so funny. Just as I thought, you can't prove anything at all, can you? I wouldn't be so sure about that. There's a feature that unbiased connects the two. I thought for sure it was gonna be that one. Oh, I didn't notice that. Part of the A is missing. Okay. Look at the letter A on the finger. Half of it is missing, exactly as it is in the print of the newspaper. What? I would also like to draw the court's attention to the dirt the gloves are covered in. That's what I pressed. Come on. I think it may be worth having this composition compared to that of the dirt on the newspaper. A match would make for even stronger evidence that the print was made by Chairman Widow's gloves. Officer, have the dirt in these two pieces of evidence compared right away. Curse you, Edgeworth, and you, Eustace. Who do you think you are? You're nothing but mere prosecutors. Sorry, Dad. I think it's time you admitted defeat. You suppressed vital evidence, and we just proved that in a court of law. And you did it to try and protect the defendant. What? Do you think you're going to be able to make that stick? You think they'll send me to prison? Me? And you think you'll be the one to finally take me down? You're a fool, child. A fool. Just give it up, Dad. Admit what you did. You think you'll stand a chance around me around? You won't last 5 minutes. You know what? I think I might be okay. All I ever wanted was to become a prosecutor, to make you proud. But after you men kidnapped me, and I was lying there in the dark on my own, I got to thinking how powerless I was in all of this because of you. I almost gave up. I almost lost sight of the truth. But then Edgeworth appeared out of nowhere and showed me the way forward. I don't need your approval anymore. And I don't need you. After all, I found evidence of my own, didn't I? My men kidnapped you? What are you talking about? I guess the courtroom is as good a place as any to tell you the truth, Dad. Be careful what you say to me, boy. You may live to regret it. You're a fool, Eustace, and you always will be. I know you hate me for as long as I can remember, but I want you to know that despite it all, I've always looked up to you as my dad. Thanks for everything, Excelsius. Oh! and goodbye. Oh, that's he's on first name basis now. It's over. It's over. You, what did you need me? Dang it! You can both be tonight. Adios. Breakdown 2. He's out of here. The court hereby accepts that vital evidence in the case was suppressed by Chairman Winner. That crime will be tried, but an appropriate punishment decided at a future date. But for now, we must turn to the matter of the knife and the chisel, which still have not been found. However, I believe a full search of the garbage facility may well remedy that. What? You're going to dig through all that trash for the knife, darling? But then... Don't worry, Lord Elgard. I'm sure your punishment won't be too unpleasant. Oh, you devil! Punished? Moi? Impossible! Excelsior de Bloom Buffoon, what did you do? What did you do? Oh, you swaggering bluster about how they'd never declare me guilty, and now this? You're the one I went to after they arrested me, because you made me believe I could trust you. Not only did you kidnap a child to try and help me, you didn't even work. Idiot! You fickle, useless idiot of a man! In a slightly outburst, to say the least, but an informative one, too. Wouldn't you agree, Eustace? Yeah, she really let some juicy info slip there, right? She did, right? Yes, she did. We really need to work on your confidence. Yeah. Very well, then it seems we may be able to bring these proceedings to an end at last. Oh, Lang? What? Huh? Oh, I'm back. Who's that? Oh, Lang Bustin. Sorry, Judge Gavel, your happy ending will have to wait. Lang Z says the end of the trial is not necessarily the end of the matter. Who are you? Just a lowly lone wolf investigator by the name of Shilong Lang. And you have some sort of objection to these proceedings, I take it? Ha! Not really. Your suspect over there is guilty for sure. Guiltier than you know. Lang? Like the Lang from 12 years ago? Yep. Good to see that you're finally about to pay for your crimes. It even did take a while for you to get what was coming to you. Agent Lang, explain yourself! So they knew each other. Are you familiar with the SS5 incident? Oh man, we have another incident here. Okay, I certainly am. It happened 12 years back. Wait, 12 years? Look, a lot happened, okay? This was all 12 years ago or more. I found the rest of being friends, family being the ones who kept safe. He just changed one day. Like he became a different person. Now he doesn't trust the police one bit. Wonder what happened 12 years ago. Could this all be connected to Agent Lang's father and his relationship with the president somehow? Fever Lagarde and Excelsior's winner in the flesh. I've waited a long time for this day. After all, you're the ones who threw my family name into the dirt. Are we to assume that you have some personal connection to the incident in question? I do, but I'm not here to talk about the past. Not yet, anyhow. Right now, I'm here for you, Gavel. Me? You and one other person. Sean, why'd you bring him here? Above under arrest. On suspicion of conspiring to murder Dejan Wang, president of Zhengfa. Where was your evidence, Agent Lang? All in good time, Mr. Prosecutor. We haven't even started our investigation yet. I want my suspects on the scene with me while I look everything over again. What have you uncovered, Agent Lang? I need to know. If you got a problem, you're more than welcome to tag along. Oh, believe me, I will. The end of the trial is not necessarily the end of the matter. We certainly haven't come any close to solving the mystery of the president's murder, or uncovering the truth behind these so-called monster sightings. Oh, don't worry. I'm counting you at least trying to track me down. That'll be half the fun. Not that I rate your chances of bringing me to justice particularly highly. We're figuring out who was on that phone. Yes, I'd say the matter is far from over yet. Took me an hour just to finish that last part. Wow. This is a long one indeed. Still considered the beginning, huh? Alright. Everyone's meeting up back here again, it seems. We're gonna have a lot of people. And, could you maybe calm down a little? Calm down? No way, Jose! Not until y'all come clean! It's for your own good, dang it! Trouble reporters refuse to give up, in the face of repeated stonewalling from the crew! Look, you ladies need to stop harassing these people, I'll have to ask you to. You gaps, got a lot of nerve, y'all the ones who let Tarasaurus run wild! Helping to hide the fact that they bred this menace themselves, stop clinging desperately to the story. Look, we're really not breeding anything. This is a movie set. Says the gal who told me she don't see Gordy with her own dang eyes. Sure, I saw something, but that doesn't mean we're keeping monsters here. Alright, break it up. I was like, everyone's here now. The whole gang's here. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. Sean. Y'all on the trail to see a monster infestation too, huh? No. What is this? Game 1? What is this? Game 1 reunion? No. We're on the trail of the criminal. Lang Z says, the darkness of a criminal's heart can sometimes be compared to a monster. As I say, a killer is no different from a monster, really. There's so many people on screen. This is crazy. I seriously wish they will do this for like the main series. I really hope so. Probably not, but it's really cool. I don't like this. Highly regular, sir. We can't allow members of the public onto the crime scene. These people are important witnesses. I need them to be here. Hey, well, Agent Lang, here we are. Where do you intend to begin? Let's start by summing up the facts. President Wang's body was discovered here this morning. He hadn't been seen since the night before last. Yes, he slipped off without his bodyguards noticing, if I remember correctly. So he was missing for over a day. And the last person to see him alive was you, Judge Gabel, on the roof of the big building. Why did the two of you arrange to meet? I'm sorry, but I can't say. Not even to defend yourself from an accusation of murder. Why? Why can't you just tell us? Please, Judge Gabel, we're trying to help you. Now so fast. Ha! She can't say because she'll only incriminate herself more. I know you had something to do with the president's murder, and I'm going to prove it. You said yourself that the body was only found this morning. How do you explain the time that passed between Judge Gabel's meeting with the president and then? That's exactly what I'm hoping that we're about to find out. I'm particularly interested in what happened last night. So why don't you tell us exactly how it all went down, Sean Fenn? Me? We know you were here on the set last night. You were, Sean? We have testimony from the woman over there and the forensic evidence from the footprints that proves it. You came back to running in lines, right? What, you were spying on me? I'm sorry, I was just making sure you were okay. It was late, I was worried about you. How many times do I have to tell you? I don't need you to worry about me. Woof. Yeah, don't forget, your mother is here right now. Sean, that's no way to talk to an adult. She was trying to look out for you as part of this instance. Sorry. I've told you before, I won't have you speaking to people that way. Wow, this is a whole new Judge Gabel. It seems she's just as strict with her son as she is with those who break the law. Are you listening to me? If I told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. You must... Oh, that's the wrong button. Blah, blah, blah. It's just... Despite being at a loss for words, Judge Gabel scolded me for the next hour and 45 minutes. And I want you to remember that, alright? Can we get on with the investigation now? Oh my god, you were scolding him for 2 hours! Oh, of course. Forgive me, I wasn't scolding him for that long, I'm sure. I don't think I've ever seen her so passionate about anything. It was a very long rant. Sometimes the jokes would write themselves. Whenever it blacks out, you can just make up whatever amount of time something would take. It'd be hilarious. Anyways, I'm curious, how many profiles do we have? We have 3 pages of profiles. This is everyone here. Wait, she's only 26? I would have thought she was older than that. Wow, okay. Eddie from the Scout. Winner. We don't know the ages of these two guys. Are we to understand the? Are we to understand you are you accusing Sean of being involved somehow, Agent Lang? I just want the truth. I need to know why the president was killed, and by who. I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna find out. I guess it makes sense for him to be so determined. The president was practically family to him. All right, Sean. Perhaps you could tell us what happened last night. Fine by me. Got nothing to hide. Wait, this is the cross examination for a 13-year-old? Okay. I had a bad day yesterday. Well, after you it wouldn't be the first time you cross-examined a child. I had a bad day yesterday. Messed up a couple of takes. We were scheduled to shoot the same scene again today. So I thought I'd put in some extra practice. And that's what I did. It's that simple. It's not like I haven't done before. It was fine. Nothing happened. You've been rehearsing late at night again. But when I called you yesterday evening, Sean, you said you were at the hotel. You called him? Around what time? It must have been 11 p.m. or thereabouts. It's one of our rules. When Sean stays away from home, we have to speak every night. Yeah, well, I wasn't at the hotel. I was here on set. So you lied to me? Sorry. Oh, now she's mad. I think it's kind of amazing how hard he wants to work on his acting, though. Nonetheless, parents can't help but worry. If a child alone late at night, anything could happen to him. And Dina did. He got himself entangled in this case. But he said nothing happened, right? He did. Although I can't help but wonder if he was telling the truth. Well, time present evidence that something happened. That's the evidence that something happened. Yep, that's what I thought. Because it seemed like the obvious to point out. Because like that fell down last night. He had to have noticed that. Nothing happened. I'm sorry, but you're lying. The model of the Torosaurus head fell from the roof of the trail last night. Did you expect us to believe that you knew nothing about that? I don't know what you're talking about. Is that so? I told you, ran my lines, went home. That was it. What do I know about some stupid falling head? What are you saying you can prove I know something? Sadly not. It's entirely possible the head fell after Sean left. No proof, huh? Then this conversation is over. No, it's not. What? The head falling from the roof isn't the only strange thing about last night. And I'm certain you know what else I'm thinking of too. What other unusual occurrence happened yesterday evening? Oh, the side gate was cut. Nope, that's not it. I would have thought that'd be it, but okay, I guess not. Silence. Lost for words. Can't touch your tongue. Yeah, how right of the mark you are. Off the mark, I think. Yeah. What is it? How right off the mark? Yeah, that should be off. That's a typo. We need to think about go over everything that happened yesterday one more time. A lot of things happened yesterday, apparently. We do. I'm not about to let that boy mock me again. Seriously? I think I have more important things to be getting upset about right now, don't you? Come on, what happened last night again? We have to think. What other unusual occurrences happened yesterday evening? Okay, let's go over everything that happened last night. Okay, so these appeared in the ground. That got cut. So that's another possibility. That was just the evening. But the footprints were already there at that point, so I don't know. I think the footprints are the best chance we have, though. Yep. Okay. Oh, okay. So it was either that or the tape. Okay, got it. This proves it beyond a doubt. Wait, how would you? That's not even represented, but you know what? I guess it was an either or. Because, you know, both of them were led to the same answer. So, yeah. That's right. Your rehearsal tape. Yeah. What? You have video footage from last night? We do. And if you watch it, you'll see that it was no ordinary evening. There's a footprint there already. There is. And I'm not sure that's an everyday sight, even on a film set. Sean, why would you keep this from me? No reason. Liar! That's done my work on your mommy, kid, but it's not gonna work on me. Why did you hide the tape? Sean, you have to tell us. Look, I just didn't want anybody to see me rehearsing, okay? I don't like it. But... Oh, for crying out loud. So you were embarrassed, is that it? Yeah? What's so weird about that? That's why you didn't hand over violent evidence? Your feelings? Sean, how could you? Yeah. Oh, give me a break. You know about it now, don't you? Sure, the footprints was there, but I just ran my lines and went home. That was it. What? Ain't nothing about the giant monster footprint struck you as weird? It's a giant monster footprint. On the set of a giant monster movie. It's not like there isn't all kinds of other good stuff around here. I'm right for a second, Chief. There's something hanky about this kid. Sure as I'm standing right here. Darn skippy there is. He's hiding to scoop under them their horns. My name ain't Lotta Hart. Now shut up, both of you. I'm done talking. Oh, you're not done talking. Yeah, hold it right there. Oh, what is it, Agent Lang? So it's just as I thought. Thanks, Mr. Prosecutor. This footage of yours backs up my theory nicely. What? There was something else on that tape? Yep. Look closely. See the costume up in the top left? Oh yeah, the Torosaurus suit. Something's different. Do you see it? I'm not sure. He's just kind of hanging out, looking a little saggy. Oh, and the zipper on his back is done up tight. Wait a second. Oh! Is he saying that that's where the body was hidden? Oh, that's interesting. The zipper. Oh, that's... Yeah, I guess you all see it now, right? On the tape, the zipper is right open. Why? Because somebody inside the suit, that's why. What? Mr. Powers, that zipper. What can you tell us about it? Oh, well, we always close it up tight when the suit isn't in use. That's right, Mr. Prosecutor. And do you remember something else I said not so long ago? Let me refresh your memory with a flashback. What if your friend Cavell pushed the president off the big building the night before last, and then came down here to the movie set and hid the body somewhere? Here, but where? There's all kinds of stuff down here, costumes, equipment, you could hide it anywhere. And I was right, apparently. And then come back a day later, last night, in other words, and take it out again. Oh, but then we're going to prove that it wasn't there since the day he died because Powers was already in the suit later on. Because we have the picture from yesterday that proves the suit was being used by Powers at the time. So you're saying the body could have been hidden in the Torosaurus suit. That's exactly what I'm saying. Isn't that right, Cavell? You pushed the president off the roof just like I said. And you hid his body inside that costume. I most certainly did not. Protest all you like. I'm not going to believe you. You're the only person who could have done this. I thought we already proved that would have been impossible. The movie set was locked at the time. Somebody Joseph Cavell would have been able to get it in here. That theory kind of falls on the face now, considering that she's John's mother. Well, not translated name. Sorry, because like I know what the translated names were too, so I mix it up sometimes. As so she was Sean's mother, so like Sean probably could have told her the combination. So that theory doesn't really hold up much well anymore. What if you had an accomplice? What? I've got a little theory for you. I think you're going to like it. That's right, it's my turn again. Child murder? What? What if Sean was way down here when Cavell pushed the president off the roof? If the two of them work together, the problem with the lot goes away. Then they work to hide the body together too. by dragging it over to the Taurosaurus suit and stuffing inside. I'm gonna present evidence there, though. You think the murder really was that carefully planned? It was the assassination of a world leader. It could only have been carefully planned. To suggest that Sean could have been involved in this is unthinkable. You're my prime suspect. Makes it think I'm not going to listen to a word. I'm going to listen to a word you say. What about motive? What other reason? What reason do either of them have to kill President Wang? Who knows? But we'll find out soon enough. She was the one to meet with him. She won't tell us why. But he's done suspicious. Even you have to agree with that. Judge Gambit, I don't suppose I can convince you to share any more details. My apologies, but that is the one thing I cannot do. However, rest assured, should that ever change, you'll be the first to know. So please, you have to believe me. Yeah, murderers have a habit of saying that. What about you, kid? Any weak excuses to offer? If so, now's the time to get them off your chest. I got nothing to say to you. I'm innocent. Both as tight-lipped as each other, huh? Let me guess, you're still going to try and stick up for them. It's true, Judge Gambit's actions certainly make her seem suspicious. But nothing she has told us amounts to a motive for murder, or even the suggestion of one. No, and like I said, I'm leaving motive aside for now. For the moment, I'm focusing on means and opportunity. And for my money, these two had to be working together for the little plot to succeed. I'm about to bet on it, $50 I'm right. Okay, we're about to lose that in like 5 seconds, hang on. Yep. But bam. Oh, really? Okay. I would have thought that'd be it. Maybe I have to press. Maybe I should probably press this statement first. The side point is going in the wrong direction. Oh, ugh, I must have picked the wrong thing. But even without his fangs, he's still a wolf. We shouldn't underestimate him. We certainly shouldn't. I'd say he's far from toothless yet. I'm gonna press that. The video footage doesn't show the inside of the suit. You can't say for certain that there was a body in there at the time, can you? Maybe not, but we can take a look right now. Let's open it up and see what's inside. I put money on us finding proof that it was there. Do you mind if we examine the suit, Mr. Powers? Oh, not at all. Might be a little ripe, though. Gets pretty sweaty in there. Huh. It's filthy. Yeah, that's weird. I always clean it up pretty good. If you don't, it can get kind of moldy. In other words, what we're looking at here is proof that somebody other than you used the costume. That dirt in there must have become from the body. And I guess the president was lying right in the middle of that footprint. He probably would have gotten pretty dirty. Exactly. Well, everybody happy? The inside of the suit was covered with dirt. Must be from when the body was hidden there. Wait a second. Huh. Interesting. I wonder. Nope. Okay. That was not right. Hang on. I was sure that was the right piece of evidence. What are you thinking, Mr. Edgeworth? This is Agent Lang we're talking about. We can't go up against him unless you're totally sure you have something. Right, I need to start taking this more seriously. The inside of the suit was covered with dirt. Must be from when the body was hidden there. I honestly would have thought for sure that'd be it. I guess not, though. But the body is pretty clean, though, isn't it? It looks like it. At the same time, I don't know. I'm gonna try it. Oh, that was right. Okay. We got it. So our assumption is that the inside of the suit is dirty because the dirt came from the body. Would it be safe to say that? Would it be safe to say that's the case? Why? Is there some problem? The part of the suit directly in front of the opening is particularly dirty. Yeah, it really is. But look at the victim. The area of his body that would have been in contact with that part of the suit isn't dirty at all. If the victim had been crammed in there, as you suggest, His chest would surely be covered in dirt. Yeah. Fine, so what's the explanation? I don't let that dirt get inside there. Based on the videotape, there may well be they may well have been somebody in the suit at the time. So who was it? If it wasn't the president? Come on, Kay, think. Where was it? There's something the matter, okay? I've seen dirt like so. That's where it comes. This is where it comes in. Here, this is where we bring in the gloves. Okay, I just can't think where. Dirt with real little gray bits in it. Gray bits. She's right. There is something mixed in there. It was stuck to something else we looked at. Lots of it. Huh. Stuck to something we looked at. An item of evidence, maybe. It's probably worth checking. Does one of the items we found that have a similar kind of dirt? Okay, so I got a little ahead of myself there. As Kay pointed out, the dirt of the suit contains small flecks of something gray. And we discovered a similar flex stuck to an item we belonged to somebody we recently had dealings with. The item in question being these gloves. You're right, the dirt does look similar. But, so what? What are you saying this stuff is? What exactly these gray flecks of yours? Believe the gray flecks are... It'd be concrete, wouldn't it? Surely there are flecks of concrete? Oh, like all the little broken up bits around the footprints, you mean? Exactly. And who do the gloves on which we found the similar dirt and gray flecks belong to? Chairman Winter. We found them in his garage. That's right. We visited the garage at his home earlier today. We found a pair of mechanic gloves covered in dirt. And if I recall correctly, a sledgehammer and a shovel too. Why would a pair of mechanic's gloves be covered in dirt? I'll tell you why. Because somebody wore them while they used a hammer and shovel. They smashed through the concrete to the dirt below, staining the gloves with both substance. Wait, so you're saying... Yes, we finally know what these footprints really are. It seems highly likely they were dug by Chairman Winter. Highly likely? Puh, if that's so, then tell me this. We got the pursuit music. Why the heck did he make them? What purpose could they possibly serve? Why indeed? Imagine he must have been... He has been trying to dig something up. There wouldn't be three otherwise. I think he must have been digging something up. I imagine events unfolded somewhat like this. There was something on this loft that he needed to unearth. In order to do so, he cut the chain on the side entrance and gained access from there. He then used the sledgehammer and shovel and dig up 3 footprints. Boop, bum, bum. Bing, bing, bing. Then he found what he was looking for. He bagged it up and filled in all the holes. Ah, but then Sean must have shut up, right? I think he did, yes. Jimmy would have had to find a hiding place. The Torosaurus suit provided just that. Yeah. You got all that from a pair of dirty gloves? It's good, but it's all just speculation. We don't have any proof that he was inside that suit. He could have just dug those holes and gone out before the kid even showed up. But he didn't, and there was proof of that right there in the footage. It shows that Chairman Winter was still present when the recording was made. What? What? It's a shame the Agent Lang didn't notice it himself. But if we compare the situation as we see it now... Oh, the bag! The situation that appears as Sean's rehearsal tape, and compare that in turn to what we saw in Chairman Winter's garage, it soon becomes the bag. The bag right there. It soon becomes clear that the chairman was present. What part of this image shows us that Chairman Winter was still here? Bag. The answer. Look at the bag next to Torosaurus' suit. We saw that same bag at Chairman Winter's garage. Huh. The same bag, the dirt on the gloves. That has to indicate a connection, surely. Updating the organizer. I think this pretty much seals it. It was Excelsior's Winter in that suit. And if he wasn't there, the president's body can't have been. Yeah, good. Seems like convinced Agent Lang on the flaws in this theory. And the photo did not come up at all. Somebody get the Chairman Winter's house right away. We need to know who's in it. We need to know what's in that bag. Yes, sir. Who called it? Y'all done lost your minds. I can't believe I'm hearing here. Where's all this hogswill? Ugh. This is all we need. Then right there's those footprints, dang it! There ain't no holes dug by no old guy. I think I've demonstrated more than adequately that's exactly what they are. Don't matter to me, none what you just done did. I don't believe it. That's that. I don't believe it. That's that. I done told y'all. I'll see that big bad bull with my own 2 eyes. The giant's eye peering at the window. I thought we'd gone past that nonsense. We better let that go. What kind of jobs would we did, huh? Responsible ones. But I guess that's the whole problem. Wait, ain't like it was about footprints, no how. You would have seen Fred as one of the monsters at the correct young man. But young lady over there, if I'm not very much mistaken. We're never going to get anywhere of these two around. Maybe we could prove to them that it wasn't a monster either. They might finally drop it. What do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Any red ideas? Prove that it wasn't a monster. Fine. Don't suppose there's much else for it. Let's see what we, of course I already know what it is. It was obvious because like based on what we investigated earlier, it was the plastic sheets over the camera that caused that. What are you whispering about? Y'all hide some nature. Admit it. Quick, Tabby, roll tape. Thought I took that away from you. Could I politely ask that you both calm down? The monster the boy was seen talking to, we know what it is now. What it was now. Huh? That's right. Sean's rehearsal tape finally cleared up that particular mystery. It did? They switched places. At which point... The point at which Miss Mickles thought she saw Sean with Gordy. What would have been right there? What? That would have been right when he was making his rehearsal tape. I think she mistook a certain object for the legendary creature of the lake. The so-called monster is right here in this picture. Huh? I don't see no Gordy. That ain't nothing but a dumb snapshot. Talking to a pro here. Can't fool me with no trick photography. What was Miss Nichols' Gordy really?
Take that.
That's right. It was a camera crane. That's what Miss Nichols saw, not Gordy. What? Sean's rehearsal tape was shot from a noticeably elevated viewpoint. A viewpoint that would only have been impossible if the camera in question was attached to the crane. Bull! How the heck did you make mistakes like that? How indeed, Miss Nichols? Yes? You told us that you think you might need new glasses, didn't you? Yeah, my eyesight's got way worse all of a sudden. And I imagine that when you thought you saw Gordy, he was quite heavily shrouded in darkness. That's right. I only really saw a silhouette. But you done told us. Skin like an enormous worm. You said. Y'all not tried to tell us your practice graying up a crude skin somehow. They ain't even have flesh on them, the metal bones. All the skin. You're entirely correct, of course, about the crane as it was in this particular picture. Anyway, but it did have a skin of a sort last night. I knew it was paid up, but this is plumb crazy. You want damn me to starve, is that it? That wasn't my intent at all. But I do think it's time I finally put them both out of the misery. Gordy's skin is right here in front of us. It wasn't skin at all, it was this. I clocked this from the very start. I clocked this the moment I saw that picture. Miss Nichols told us that it seemed likely to rain last night. That never happened in the end. But I think Sean may have covered the crane with rainproof sheeting nonetheless. And that, my term of young reporters, is what Miss Nichols mistook for Gordy's skin. What? Ah, heck. Well, Sean, am I mistaken? You've seen everything, don't you? Gotta say, you're pretty amazing. I'm sorry, Miss Hart, but Miss Nichols' monster was no such thing. It was simply a trick of the light. And just like that, the dream dies. Again. Chief. Aw, no. I think that may have finally shut them up. I thought the kid was holding out on us. But it seems I might could have maybe been a little wrong. Maybe. Alright, we know what the so-called monster was now. Everybody happy? Everybody except these two. Agent Lang! The president's autopsy report is out, sir! Oh, back to that. Is it? It is. Let me see it. Death was due to full body contusions and bone breakages caused by extreme pressure from above. So we have our cause of death. He was crushed. Just as we thought. That doesn't really look. That doesn't really. Well, I guess it's fine. I guess it should be too. I guess they did do that. Be an M-rated game, not a T-rated game. Test results still haven't come back from the yellow substance found in his chest, but they did find gunshot residue in his right hand. Gumshot residue? Guess he was a kid at hurt. Okay, no, okay, that's not at all what it was. Gunshot residue, K. It's a substance left behind when a firearm is discharged. His presence indicates that the president may have used a gun. Really? But we didn't find a gun anywhere, did we? Indeed not, which makes the residue something of a riddle. We'll need to read the report carefully. Well, Major Lang, that clears one thing up at least. The president didn't die from a fall, which means he wasn't pushed from the roof of the big building. He was crushed by the falling Torosaurus head, just as we said he was. Guess I have to accept that now. Fine, you're right. Amazing. So that doesn't mean Judge Gavella isn't a suspect anymore either? Surely it must. Both the cause and time of death rule her out. She met with the president the night before last, but the autopsy report put the time of death around 11 p.m. last night. And we know that the Torosaurus head fell around then too. The facts all line up perfectly. Phew, what a relief. I didn't say we were done yet. Sorry, might be a little too soon to celebrate. What? Sure, I think we can accept that the falling head must have been what killed the president. But that begs the question of what could have caused it to fall. Or who? We know that it happened late last night, so we have to think about who was here at that time. Oh no. What are you getting at exactly? You can't mean... I'm afraid I do. You did it, didn't you? Sean! The kid's hiding something. He was right here last night, right where the body was found. He saw the footprints, and yet he wants us to believe he knows nothing about what happened? It's a big ask, surely. We haven't yet established the footprints had anything to do with the murder. So even if he did see them, that doesn't mean he was involved. Maybe not, but his face tells me different. As does the fact that he's shaking like a leaf. It does seem like Agent Lang might be onto something, but I don't think Sean's going to talk. Fine, keep your mouth shut, kid. I have a better idea. Why don't I let your tape do the talking? What exactly are you planning, Agent Lang? The police have some pretty sophisticated image analysis tools these days. You would go to such extreme lengths to see my son convicted. It's not ideal, but the boy won't talk. We don't have any other way of getting to the truth. Detective Gumshoe, you have access to exactly such a device, do you not? Sure do, Rolvy! Good, and that should make this nice and quick. Mr. Edgeworth, might I request that it be you who carries out the analysis in question? Why me? I feel that Agent Lang might be inclined to believe the worst. Image analysis isn't exactly my speciality, but alright. Are there new clues to be discovered somewhere in the image data, I wonder? Oh, we did this once before. Interesting. So what am I looking for? Is it even playing? I can't tell. Let's get a close look. Oh! Oh, there it is! What the? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Let me see. Huh? Ah! What is it? What's the matter? Show me! Mr. Edgeworth, the court asks you to share your findings. Zoom in on the top right part of the image and look closely. There's a person there. It's the president? Oh my. What? You're kidding, right? Well, I'd say that's pretty decisive, wouldn't you? This doesn't look good for Sean at all. Wait, this doesn't prove anything. I didn't know he was there. I don't believe you. The image does in fact prove something very important. That's you and the president were here at the scene of the crime together. Admit it, kid, you murdered President Lang. No, that's right, that's ridiculous. Why? Why would he? Sean, you didn't. You can't have. Can you? What are you doing, Mr. Edgeworth? It's hard to push back against footage like that. Surely even you can't deny that this looks pretty bad for the kid, Mr. Prosecutor. Ugh. He claimed he knew nothing about what happened, but the president's right there with him. He wasn't even on the screen though when that okay. Sean, what are you not telling us? We have to know. He's right, Sean. Be honest now. It's the only way. The truth is, it was all my fault. Sean, what did you do? It was my fault. The doors said fell off the trailer. What happened while I was rehearsing? I went up on the roof of the trailer to prep the kit I was using. I turned on the heater when I was up there. I must have left it burning when I came back down to warm my lines. Then my mom called and I left the set to go talk to her. When I came back after the call, the Torosaurus had fallen from the roof and President was just there, lying next to it. Oh. We did find evidence of a fire having broken out up on the roof. It was just a tiny one, so I put it out myself. So, we're saying the President died because of Sean? If he did, that would make this whole thing just an accident. What did you do with the head after you found it on the ground? I took it apart, carried the pieces up to the roof, and put it back together again. You're saying you put out the fire and moved the head back to where it fell from? In other words, you tried to cover your tracks. You're a real piece of work, kid. It's not like I did any of those on purpose. I really did just forget to turn the heater off. And yes, and when the fire had burned through the legs of the table, it would have collapsed, and the head would have fallen down onto the ground below. You're right, the fire caused the head to fall. Indeed, and I also have to have an idea about how the fire may have started. Those cans of paint that are by the heater are sure are pretty flammable. Not a great place to keep them. And you swear it was an accident. It seems a little convenient. What was the President even doing here in the first place? How the heck am I supposed to know? I didn't see anybody, I swear. I still don't believe you. Why would President Wayne come to a place like this in the middle of the night? His reasons for coming here are something of a mystery, it's true. He met Joseph up on the roof two nights ago, but he was also here on the movie set last night. Did he come to meet Sean? I think we'll need to go over the Bowie's statement very carefully indeed. Oh boy, here we go. I went up on the roof of the trail to prep the kit I was using. I turned on the heater and with all blah blah blah. I was left to burning when I came back to one of my lines. Alright, okay. I called. She left to talk to her. Came back after the call. Torosaurus had fallen from the roof and President was just there, lying next to it. Must have been quite a shock coming back and seeing a dead body just lying there, huh? And this was a dead body of a giant Torosaurus sitting right next to it. Yes, I'm sure it must have been very upsetting. Ugh. But it does sound like it was an accident, right? Yes, at least it does the way Sean tells it. I'd like to know a little more about exactly how things looked around here at the time. Were there any signs that it was about to fall before you left? I don't remember. I was concentrating on my lines. But a fire had broken out on the roof because of the heater you forgot to turn off. Did you really hear nothing the entire time? No, I had my headphones on. Why? I was playing the soundtrack to the movie to help me concentrate, and I was playing it loud. So, yeah, I definitely didn't hear anything. Except for the sound of your phone ringing when Joseph Gavell called you. You know that cell phones vibrate these days, right? Anyway. Did you notice anything unusual about the body? I don't know. It was dark. Nope. He suddenly seems even more reticent than usual. I don't think he wants to go back over that memory any more than he has to, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure he doesn't, but is that really all it is? Should I push him a little more on this? Sorry, kid. It was dark, but you knew it was a body nonetheless. But He's hiding something. I better find out what. Most people would cry out for help if they saw somebody lying on the ground, and yet you didn't. Yeah, because what was the point? He was dead. That's what you said. What I'm interested in is how you were able to be so sure. Why were you certain that he was dead? He was lying on the ground and that huge head was right next to him. Didn't take much to figure out what must have happened. You couldn't have guessed that the impact would have killed him. How did you really know? I'll tell you how, because you checked. Fine, I checked, okay? I was scared, but yeah, I went up to the body and looked, and he wasn't breathing. So I was right. But why try to hide that fact? There must be a reason. Could you tell me how the body looked at that point? I couldn't tell. If he was dead at first. There was no blood or anything, so it was hard to be sure. Nothing was closed either. He was completely clean. Oh, there it is. But yeah, he wasn't breathing. So that's how I knew he was dead. Thank you. I'd like you to add that statement to your testimony, if you don't mind. Crime scene note, autopsy report. Oh, it changed to autopsy report. I guess that makes sense. Nothing on his clothes. Nothing at all. Yeah, nothing at all. Why? Is there a problem with that? There's something you're clearly hoping that we've forgotten. What are you talking about? There isn't. That's not true. I'm looking for you. You remember it rather well. I'm talking, of course, about the yellow speckles on the president's chest. I love that. It's just like has to flip the flap back over. You've studiously avoided mentioning them throughout your testimony. An absence I find suspicious, to say the least. I hope for your sake that you have a satisfactory explanation. Oh boy. Josh Gravel. She's on the opposite side again. She's our enemy. She's our enemy again. Allow me to explain. But the yellow residue on the president's chest, I imagine it was from a bouquet of flowers. Lion lilies, to be precise. Lion lilies? 2 nights ago, when I met the president on the roof of the big building, I presented him with a bouquet. They're a type of lily with large yellow petals. I imagine that the substance in the president Wang's chest was pollen from those flowers. Huh? But they're not there in the printout from the Oh, because it's covered by his body, and they're in Judge Gavel's hands. Well, because the president is in the way. But why give him flowers? That is not something I am at liberty to divulge. What? More secrets? Are you serious? First you want to tell us why you met with him, and now you can't even tell us about the flowers? My sincerest apologies, but all I can tell you is that I gave him the bouquet. Bouquet that was nowhere near the body when it was discovered. How do you explain this? I cannot. Ha! Seriously, Your Honor. Some things won't explain, the rest you can't. Come on, you gotta give us something here. You wanna let this fly in the courtroom? What makes you think we'll accept it? You're called to hold it. Oh. Hey, you leave it alone. Sean, I threw the flowers away, okay? You did. So they were there when you first found the body. Yeah, they were right there on his chest. And they were squashed completely flat. Oh, I guess that makes sense, right? They would have gotten crushed along the president. And the pollen would have been smeared across his jacket front. That does explain things rather neatly. But why remove the bouquet and dispose of it? No reason. He's almost as evasive as his mother. More secrets? They're quite a pair. There is no secret. I know exactly why Sean disposed of the bouquet. Huh? You saw me leave the house with it, didn't you? Oh, I get it. When you saw the flowers on the president's body, you remember seeing your mom with them, and felt the need to prevent her from coming under suspicion. No, got it all wrong. How's this least convincing lie yet? Okay, jot down the organizer. How many pages of evidence do I have now? It has to be a lot. And the autopsy report is updated again. I often decorate our home with lion lilies. Wait, less pages than I thought, actually. I imagine that's why you remembered. So the flowers his mother was carrying showed up on the president's body, and because of that, he got rid of the bouquet and kept quiet about having discovered the corpse. Well, that ties everything up nicely, doesn't it? A little too nicely for my taste. Why? What's wrong with nice? I guess you forgot, huh? The kid also told us that he was responsible for the head falling in the first place. Yeah, he did, but... So he's still only suspect. Yeah, the finger of his suspicion still seems to be pointing firmly in Sean's direction. However, wait, I can think of a far more likely culprit than the boy. What? Who? The person who was holding Sean captive until only a short while ago. That's right. We had to rescue from a warehouse refrigeration unit down by the harbor. A refrigeration unit in a depot? Yeah. Luckily, it wasn't switched on. Poor kid might have frozen into a popsicle otherwise. He was doing his best to call out for help, which is how we found him. The sedatives had worn off by then, so he was wide awake and plenty loud. Sedatives. Isn't that what you were given, too? Hey, yep, we found the bottle on the floor of the unit. It wasn't even the same brand. 3Z's. Apparently it's super strong. Well, Agent Lang, surely that suggests that Sean is a victim, not a suspect. Somebody else was responsible. I think they've been behind all of this. Oh yeah? And this secret mastermind of yours was here last night too? That I can't yet say. It's only you'd be so vague, Mr. Prosecutor. Sadly, we just don't have anything to tie our mysterious kidnapper to the murder of the president. So is there anybody else? Somebody other than Sean who could have committed the murder? Of course. So I was right. The kid is still only suspect. Nope. Not quite. I can think of another. What? Somebody who we just recently proved was right here on the movie set last night. Chairman Winner. You think he killed President Wang? Why not? We've proven that he was present. And if he was here, he's as viable a suspect as anybody else, wouldn't you say? Winner. Could he really have? It's certainly another possibility to consider. 12 years ago, he was... Oh, that number again. Look, a lot happened, okay? You've seen this flashback already. I'm not gonna say it again. Like the length that this was like 30 minutes ago. No, this was another hour ago, actually. Man, it's only been 2 hours. It's been 2 hours. It feels like I haven't even gone that far. Actually, like what happened 12 years ago? It has nothing to do with you. I think it has everything to do with me. It's clearly connected to this case. Ha! And you can prove that, can you? Go ahead. Show me some proof what happened 12 years ago has anything to do with this. Proof. That's where this comes in. I was wondering, we kept this from the last case, and it never came up at all. But now we got it, 12 years ago. Let's go ahead and show them. Proof. If you can't prove it, this conversation's over. Does any of the evidence we've collected show a link between recent events and those of 12 years ago? This letter was sent to Rosie Ringer, the victim of the murder that happened the night before last. We don't know who sent it, but it does say this. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago. What? But... And that's not all. Take a look at this. There's a report about Bronco Knight, written by Ward on the Guard. It was addressed to Chairman Winner. This last part in particular should be of interest to you. Oh, I could show that as well, huh? But you the package we laid to rest 12 years ago. In front of the planter. Something strange is going on, Agent Lang. Miss Ringer was murdered the night before last. President Wang not long afterward. There's a connection between the two murders, and yet there has to be. And I believe we can trace that connection to events of 12 years in the past. Am I wrong? These are old runes you're opening here. Insults to my family name. Please, Agent Lang, we need to know. Oh, we called to hold it. Oh, who on earth was that? Shifu! Oh, huh? What are you all doing here? We came to find you, sir. We heard you were looking into the incident from 12 years ago. Idiots! I'm not your boss anymore. Get back to your duties right now. We can't do that, sir. What? It is obeying a direct order? Please, sir. I'm begging you. We all are. You have to reopen the investigation into the SS5 incident. We know you can't let it go until you figured out what happened. And we can't either. Well, Agent Lang, it seems your former underlings want the events of the past explained too. Hart and Lloyd are still here, as well as Powers and Nichols. You think it's that easy? That you could solve the case just like that? I think we can. Together. Ha! Well, alright then. Offer accepted. Yes, Shifu, yeah. Nice, and I guess it's my turn to step up. I'm sorry, Kay. You're looking into a case from the past, right? I just happen to have something that'll help with that. Oh, you mean Mr. Thief? Sure do. If you could give me the details of the incident, I can rustle up the little simulation for you. Sadly, we don't have the files relating to the case. Huh? How come? Access to those files was restricted. They're top secret. Really? Why? Beats me. Somebody must have something to hide. Even I've never seen them. Everything I know, I read in newspaper articles from time to time. That's fine. Just tell us what you can. All right. The SS5 incident happened on a winter's day 12 years ago, February 10th to be precise. Your police received a call directly from the kidnapper. I've got the president of Zhang Fa. So he was kidnapped. Yeah, SS5 is the official designation of the president's kidnapping case. The kidnapper wanted $100 million. $100 million? How much money even is that? More than you can imagine, it seems. The last person to see the president that night was my father. They were together at the embassy of Zhang Fa until midnight on the 10th. And nobody knows what happened with the president after that until he was kidnapped. Our government did everything they could to scrape together the money. They were desperate to save him. And in the end, they succeeded. The money was handed over, and the president came home safely. So President Wang was head honcho even back then? Wow, go Mr. President! Yeah, the length of the time he stayed in power isn't even close to the most impressive thing about him. Agent Lang was clearly very fond of President Wang. I assume the kidnapping was thoroughly investigated. It was, but the investigation was top secret, as was the trial. Trial? So a suspect was arrested? Yeah, none other than our friend, FIFA Lagarde. What? Is that why you visited the prison? It is. It was put on what you might call extended leave from Interpol, so I thought I'd use the time to look into what happened 12 years back. And I wanted to see what I was dealing with. She was found not guilty then, wasn't she? Yeah. My father was in charge of the president's security at the time, but they held him responsible for the kidnapping and stripped him of all his duties as presidential bodyguard. He stayed on the force, though, and he worked the case alone, until eventually he found a suspect, Lagarde. And if he thought she did it, there's no way she was innocent. But they declared her not guilty, and the case went cold. My father couldn't take it. He was broken, mentally, physically. Finally, quit the force altogether. So he had solid grounds to suspect the warden of guard. He must have had evidence. He wouldn't have charged her otherwise. But I've never been able to see the materials from the case. I'm sorry, but that's all I know. What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? This is useful information, but I don't think it's enough for Little Thief to recreate the scene. Ugh. There's really nothing we can do. Who called to hold it? You look like you could use a hand. Who's this now? Franziska and Fender. Franziska! Hey, Mr. Fender! We finally wrapped things up over the courthouse, so we thought we'd see what you kids were up to. Here. What's this? It says SS5 Incident Investigation Report. How about that? When FIFA Lagarde mentioned an incident from 12 years ago earlier, I couldn't help but wonder. So I decided to look into it, and this was what Interpol provided. Nice work, Franziska. Don't get the wrong idea, Miles Edgeworth. You're no longer a prosecutor. I didn't do this for you. I did it so that a colleague could solve his father's final case. I owe you, sis. But everything related to the SS5 incident was supposed to be top secret. Yes, but that classification was applied by the prosecutor in charge of the case, Excelsius Winner. He was the prosecutor in charge? Him again? Don't worry. Due to the outcome of this morning's case, he's been stripped of his authority. An outcome that was no small part thanks to the efforts of his own son. Eustace. It sounds like Eustace has a new theme now. So in defeating his father, he made the old case file available to us. Sounds like we owe him. Prosecutor Eustace Winner is busy wrapping things up after the conclusion of the Lagarde trial. But he asked me to give you a message. Leave Dan Lagarde to me. You focus on your case over there. He's even starting to sound like a prosecutor. Indeed he is. Alright! Now that we have the case file, I can recreate the scene no problem. Excellent. Let's get started. According to the file, the incident occurred exactly where the plaza is now. What are we waiting for? With me, everybody! Everybody! I guess everyone's staying behind. Oh, nope, everyone's still here except for Powers and Nichols. We're pulling everyone to the simulation today. Right, Kay, if you could set Mr. Thief in motion. Sure, looks like there's more than enough here to work with. Where do you want to start? Good question. Let's see. It seems there was an eyewitness. A freelance journalist by the name of I'll Fall Down. I'll Fall Down? The pun name is I'll Fall Down. Or I'll Fall Down. But apparently, he was killed by the culprit for witnessing the kidnapping. So this is where he saw it all happen, huh? Here? As in the big building? No, construction of the big building only began a year ago. Before that, it happened in a piece of abandoned property. And before that... Ha! Now we're getting to the stuff I know. 12 years ago, this place would have been... the Happy Family Home. Like, for retired people? No, it was a place for children without parents. An orphanage, in other words. The president was kidnapped. Wait, you mean to tell me this whole building was built in like a year? That's highly impossible. The president was kidnapped from an orphanage. Yeah, the place was run by FIFA Lagarde. She called it her happy little home. As the proprietor of the institution, I suppose it's understandable that she came under suspicion. President Wang, Excelsius Witter, and Warden Lagarde. Surely Estes 5 incident must be related to our current case. There's no way it isn't at this point. Okay, could you enter the data relating to the murder of Mr. Aldown? It seems sensible to assume that he was killed by whoever kidnapped the president. So if we saw the murder, we saw the kidnapping. Nice. Alright, I'm counting on you. Alright, time to go into the case. Alright. Whoa! What the heck is this? When did I grow to become so blazed towards people's reactions to Mr. Thief? What we're seeing here is the front yard of the orphanage as well as 12 years ago. At least as far as police reports describe it. Yeah, this is how it looked when they started investigating at 7 a.m. in the morning after the murder. And it seems it had been snowing. Yeah, from what I heard, the footprints wound up in pretty important evidence. The snow fell in the daytime the previous day. So in other words, before the incident occurred. Meaning that none of the relevant footprints would have been obscured by the new snow. I think we'll need to pay these footprints some special attention. Begin investigation. So, judging by the fact that they're outside, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I even have to like talk. I'm pretty sure I can only have to talk to these people if I want to hear what they have to say. But otherwise, I'm gonna ignore them. I never talk to them first, actually. What do you want? Your kidnapping. Sean, I wonder if you could tell us a little more about the circumstances surrounding your kidnapping. They took you when you went to the garbage disposal area, right? What were you trying to do there? What were you doing there? That's alright, you don't have to talk for him. He can just ask me himself. Is that Mr. Edgeworth? I think he's starting to warm up to you. I went to the garbage disposal to throw away the flowers that are on that body. It wasn't far, and I figured they'd be less likely to find them there than if I threw them in the garbage can. I tried to get in there last night too, but it was locked. So you had to come back today and try again. Yeah, but when I was there, somebody came up behind me and put something over my face. Oh yeah, snoozing is easy. Snoozing is easy with 3 Z's. The fact that she was drugged with it too doesn't seem to bother her. I guess it's a catchy name. Whoever it was pretty strong, but I never saw their face. I see. Thank you. That's very helpful. What can you tell us about the time between when you were kidnapped and when you were found? Not a whole lot. I'll bet. Snoozing is easy. It's easy. 3 Z's with 3 Z's. I remember waking up feeling cold. I was somewhere big and empty and dark. There were colored boxes with some other language written on them, and I figured it must be a storeroom. But it was actually a giant refrigerator. Businesses use them to keep stuff chilled. And that's where Kane Detective Gumshoe found them. They really saved the day there. Guess the cooler must have been on until just before I was brought there. Like I said, it was pretty cold. Anyway, they didn't take my phone for some reason, so I used that to call for help. I see. Well, we're all very glad that you found your way back to us safely. Say like you mean it, why don't you? He's not the most gracious child I've met. Reminds me of somebody else. I guess I'll talk to, Cavell next. Can I help you, Mr. Edgeworth? I cannot thank you all enough for returning Sean safely to me. I can hardly bear to imagine how I would have felt if he had not come home. Hey, old guy, hey, can't you see you're upsetting her? That was not my intent at all. Look at how little nice Jenning his mom's on her. Shut up, I wouldn't have to, you didn't keep... That's enough, Sean, Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll allow me. I would like to apologize again. I failed in my duty as a servant of justice. I will not ask you to forgive me. I only ask you to understand that Judge Cavell, I don't presume to know the goddess of justice as well as you do. But she was a mother, was she not? Of other gods and goddesses? She was. Fair judgment required personal circumstances to be taken into account. I'm sure she would understand. Perhaps your beloved goddess is more merciful than you give her credit for. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. What are they even talking about? Don't worry, Sean. I don't have a clue either. So things are finally settling down after Warden Gar's trial. It would seem so. Sentencing is still to come, but the guilty verdict should stand. And do not worry. Excelsior's Winter's connections to the case will be thoroughly investigated. Have faith, Mr. Edgeworth. Eustace is a changed man. Indeed. He simply had some growing to do. But then, don't we all? Kay included. Huh? Kinda feel it for him now. I said some pretty mean things, but I'll make it up to him next time I get the chance. I'm sure that chance will come. But for now, indeed, we need to focus on the case at hand. Alright, let's, I guess we'll talk to Eddie next. Looks chillier than your chilliest lookout here, Mouserino. Somebody might have to warm me up. Could you maybe take this a little more seriously, Mr. Fender? For you, Game Meister, or anything. Can't believe this whole sorry tale began right here. Kinda crazy, right? Yes, it is a little. What were thieves and the chairman up to, though? Where were they going with all this? Where indeed? I'd very much like to know about myself. And I very much like to know when you two are going to admit how much you love your Uncle Eddie. Not anytime soon. Come on, Mr. Fender. You're not taking this seriously at all. He did for about 3 sentences, which is something of a record. These footprints, that's not the footprints at all. That's not the footprints, that's Asian Lang's shoe, Edgeworth. This is why I love the TV sprites. He gets funny stuff like this. These footprints go towards the body and come back. According to the case file, case completely obscured. According to the case file, they're thought to be the killers. But they're about a size 9. Pretty average, in other words. It seems the police weren't able to track down who the murderer was from them, though. I guess I'll talk to Lang now. Yeah. 3 planters, covered with snow. Is anything the matter, Agent Lang? Yeah, something's not right. I wasn't able to look... That's where the 3 footprints comes in. They were the locations of the planters. Give me the logic piece so I can finally connect it, please. Indeed, you have Chairman Winter to thank for that, it seems. Yeah, but what's weird is, I've seen this scene somewhere before. What? But where? I keep thinking I've got it, but then, it's gone. He appears to be lost in his efforts to remember. Perhaps I should leave him alone for now. Nah. President Wang changed of the SS5 incident. I guess he felt his trust had been betrayed. I can understand that. But to cut ties with my family completely, after how close we've been all these years, my father was desperate to make amends. He just got just one chance to say sorry. But no matter how many times he tried to get an audience with the president, he couldn't. Couldn't even convince them to take a letter to him. One time he came home covered in bruises. Who knows from where? Bodyguard, maybe? Sorry, but there's no point making a simple old stories that won't change anything anyway. I'll be the judge of that. It's warm as funny as ever, I see. Not that I expect anything different. That case ruined my father, and my family too. People who failed to keep residents safe. That's all. We're after that. He threw himself his heart and soul into that investigation. He became obsessed, in other words. Hardly the best state of mind for undertaking an inquiry. Wow. You really don't bully your punches, huh? Look, just don't go think I'm only doing this because I'm my dad, okay? That investigation was solid. His work was meticulous and it was accurate. It always was. He interviewed every single one of those kids, and he made sure they told him everything. What have you learned anything of value? These footprints stopped by the body. I guess that means he belonged to Mr. All-Down, right? His feet were pretty big. What was that, about size 12? According to the file, they were the same size as his shoes. It's a match. These planters. According to the case file, the yard stretched around 3 sides of the orphanage. There it is, right there on the left. That was it. That was it. We've got it. We have the logic. We can connect it finally. And there were 3 plants on each side. Yes, planters arranged in a very particular pattern. One we've seen somewhere before. Shame there aren't many flowers. I guess it was middle of winter. Yes, but look at that one. It's bright yellow. Weird. How come there's only one? Wait, looks like somebody dropped it. It's a lion lily. If I'm not very much mistaken, a member of the family like hey, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce that. A lion lily, you say? Wait, didn't Judge Cavell give President Wang some lion lilies? What is the same flower doing here? This can't be a coincidence. Can it? I believe this particular cultivar is from Asia, but it's said to symbolize the bonds between parent and child. I wasn't aware you were so knowledgeable when it came to flowers, Francisca. What I just told you is common knowledge. Perhaps I just need to read a little more. It's time. Footprints, planters. We have the connection. Finally. So that's what our monstrous hoofprints really were. Wait, what? We call the arrangement of the prints. Now compare it to that of the planters. Whoa. That's right. I believe the footprints are located exactly where the planters once stood. So Chairman Winter was digging around around the front of them? He was. Why might he have been doing that? We have a piece of evidence in our possession that answers that exact question. Which piece of evidence shows why Chairman Winter might have been digging in front of the planters? Is this, right? Let me check. Yep. Recall, if you will, the report that Warden Lagarde sent to the Chairman Winter. In it, she mentioned something that had been laid to rest in front of a planter. Do you think she was telling him where to dig? Wait, but why 3 holes? Because the report didn't specify which of the planters she meant. I get it, so he wasn't sure which one it was. Which meant he had to try to dig up all 3. I imagine so, yes. Poor Chairman Winter. Why got all that trouble? What was he looking for? Guess we won't know that yet. All fall down. All fall down. The man who witnessed the president's kidnapping. When it sounds like that when you say it out loud, it's pretty obvious what the name pun is. What exactly did he see? I based this upon the recreation of one of the crime scene photos. Seems he suffered a blow to the back of the head. Yeah, from the brick right there. I figured it must have been taken from here from the yard. It looks like the blood flowed from the head wounds and spread over the surrounding area. Here, a gift for you. This is Mr. All-Down's autopsy report. There's no struck in the head, died around 1 a.m. February 10th. I must scout the scene and inspect anything that captures my attention. The cell phone must belong to the victim. You're right. Yeah, it says here on the file that Mr. All-Down made a call while he was watching the kidnapping. A call? To whom? His girlfriend. Seems he called her when he saw that the president was there. But she didn't pick up, so he left a message. That's in here too, if you want to hear it. Please. Hey, oh no. Oh no. Well, we know what the connection is there now. And there's another. Damn it, the light's out, so I can't quite see, but it looks like he was being kidnapped. Anyway, probably nothing, but I thought I should let you know. Ooh. What were those sounds at the end? He must have been attacked while he was still on the phone. Hey, Jin Lang, can I ask you something? Mr. Aldown's girlfriend, what was her name? Ringer. Rosie Ringer. At least that's what I heard. Just as I thought. Wait, you mean her revenge for what happened 12 years ago? Miss Ringer was left with with the memories and personal effects of her lover, and so, seeking revenge on Trimmer Winter, she made her appearance at the auction. So she really was out for revenge on Trimmer Winter, wasn't she? Perhaps it was for her suppression of the kidnapping, or perhaps it was because she thought he was one of the kidnappers. Final call, dear John Down, the organizer. All fall down. Freelance journalist killed after witnessing the kidnapping of President Wang. Even in the recreation, it's pretty gruesome, huh? It's even worse than the actual crime scene photos. That's a lot of blood. It seems those have come from the back of his head. As you can see, the area is completely caked. Yeah, the autopsy report says that's where he was hit with a brick. Indeed, I imagine his attacker must have stuck up on him from behind. Oh, looks as if he's clutching something in his right hand. Oh yeah, they mentioned that in the file somewhere. Let's see. According to this, it was a button. A button. Torn from the attacker's clothing, perhaps. Bloody button day, John Down, the organizer. That's gonna be important later. Brick. This was the brick used in the murder. Immediate logic. The stuff made of bricks all around the yard here. They probably took it from somewhere nearby, huh? Footprints are not important. Somebody dropped a yellow flower here. It's a lion lily, right? According to Franziska, yes. They're originally from Asia, if I recall correctly. Yeah, and she said it symbolizes the pond between painted or tiled, right? No. It was the bond between parent and child, okay? Camera. So the victim was carrying a camera. Oh yeah, according to the file they recovered a picture. Yeah, here we are. It's the president, right? Somebody's pointing a gun at him. This must be what Mr. Aldown witnessed. So the person in the trench coat is the kidnapper? Yes, I imagine they were trying to conceal their identity. But if Agent Lang's father's theory was correct, the person wearing that trench coat is Warden Lagarde. How come they only found the one picture? He probably wasn't able to take any more before he was attacked. There's a snowman in that picture. One with a handprint on it. There was still something else? Huh? How come it was... Hang on. Footprints were a key part of this case. There was information about the shoes in the file, correct? Yeah, let's see. They're a size 12, feet were clean, no corns, no athlete's foot. Beige socks, thermal underwear, the same color. He dressed old guy style. Brighter socks would have really made that outfit pop. Why not live a little? And that's it for the fashion rundown. Shout out to whoever left these amazingly helpful comments. And here I thought it was going to be a plain old investigation report. Why is there still something else? Why have I not looked at yet? I know Edgeworth said there's nothing here, but I don't know. Oh. Fresh blood. And plenty of it. And according to the autopsy report, he died from loss of blood to the blow to the back of his head. Yes, and that blood spread out over the entire area. I doubt anybody could have bled that much and survived. Anyway, this certainly seems to be confirmed what the autopsy report suggests. I can reply to that Discord ping later. Let's see. I haven't talked to you yet. Shifu, I know it's rude of me to ask, but can we count off old time's sake? Just once, I'm begging you. Old time's sake. Seems a little sentimental, but fine. Count off. 1. Sorry, Shifu. It just doesn't feel the same on my own. It's kind of lonely. Fool, shouldn't matter if there's one of you or 100. You may be on your own here right now, but the pack is always with you. So quit whining about being lonely now like I mean it. Count off. 1. 1. 1. 1. Is he crying? Oh man. My God, in terms of logic, that is definitely not gonna be enough. This looks like a snowman, but it's mostly melted. Well, it's no wonder he's all squishy. He's wearing a hat and a scarf. Must be all roasty and roasty toasty. Look at his cute little butt and eye, just lying there. He probably would have frozen back up again at dawn. Dawn, you know, that's when he's usually coldest. I don't think that would have helped much, Mr. Edgeworth. Melted snowman froze again. It wouldn't turn back into a snowman. It would turn into an iceman. What? Is what I bet you wanted me to say, isn't it? Ugh. Well, too bad. I guess I'll talk to everyone here. Sorry, Francisca. How dare you, Scuffy? Don't tell me. Don't you dare tell anybody. I'll just deny it anyways. Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta help me out here, sir. What's the matter, detective? It's about the SS5 incident. What else? You know, Tribune isn't in charge anymore at all. But top secret file being available to us so quickly after its removal, something seemed off. So that got me to thinking, and I put a call. They told me that, well, that Miss Von Kerman went to some pretty extreme lengths to get what that file released. Curse you, Scruffy. I deny everything. It sounds like you went to a lot of trouble for our sake, Francisca. Don't worry, your efforts won't be for nothing. I'll solve this case, you'll see. Thank you, Francisca. Anyways, alright, I'll talk to you too. What do you got? Boy, howdy, this is a scoop. Whole world's gone green. Must be an outbreak of something. I'm seeing green trees, green people, green clothes, green everything. They must be sick if it goes green. If the clothes are green, looks like we wound up slap bang in the middle of the right dang place at the right dang time. Sure did, Chief. I don't think we're gonna get word in edgewise here, Mr. Edgeworth. And I don't think we want to. Why did we even agree to bring those two along? They kind of just followed us. Fair enough. What have I not checked yet? I guess I haven't checked these yet. A tortoise and a hare, inspired by the children's story, no doubt. The tortoise races speedy hare and wins. Alright, time for a Key Fury pop quiz. Why did the hare lose the race? I'll give you 3 options. I don't need 3 options, Kay. He lost because he stopped to rest and fell asleep. Number 1, the hare's favorite running shoes was stolen by the Yatagracio. Number 2, the tortoise strain of all the Yatagracios got so fast he won. Number 3, the real winner was the Yatagracio, applauded surprise secret victory. Those are my only 3 options. Too hard? Alright, I'll give you a hint. The option you look for, it starts with a 3rd. Well, that definitely narrows it down. Okay, anyways. Let's see. Swing set. There's a porch swing with an elephant's face on it. And beneath it is what appears to be a motor. You know what every dedicated swing fiend always wonders, don't you? If they can swing all that on the way over the top and back again. Maybe a motorized swing can finally make that dream come true. Wouldn't that be a little dangerous? And what dream isn't, huh? Nothing ventured and nothing gained. True, but hardly applicable in this case. There are burn marks on this pillar here. The report says there was a fire sometime in the evening of the incident. A fire? Let's see. Where was it again? Ah, yeah, one of the orphans said a fire was from a kerosene. Some sort of prank, probably. They sound like a lively bunch. Possibly too lively. It seems our antics spoiled a lot of chances of finding any footprints near the entrance of the building. Evidence! Yay! That was the last thing we needed. I think that's about all we can learn from the scene for now. Alright, how about I try to show you how things looked early on that night? That'll be very much appreciated. Could you take us back to the moment at which the victim was witness to the kidnapping? Sure, I'll use this photograph we took. Here goes nothing. It's rewind time. Oh, that's hilarious. We don't have a face, so it's just a guy with a mouth. This was all down the middle of the planters. And that's the president and his kidnapper hop on the road. My father based investigation on the evidence all down provided. And that was right, he thought the kidnapping and the orphanage were connected somehow. And how he wound up suspecting Fifi Lagarde. She was the one running the orphanage at the time. Exactly. But when the case went to trial, Excelsior's winner put a big hole in that theory. He did. Yeah, after all, the president and the kidnapper were actually on the grounds of the orphanage, so it was hard to conclusively prove any kind of connection. Huh? So they were never seen inside the gates of the orphanage? Tja, detectives bust a gut to find evidence in the scene, and the prosecutors come along and twist it for their own ends. Winner and Lagarde were working together. They had some kind of deal, I'm sure of it. So you're saying that Chairman Winner was working with the kidnapper? Your father was convinced that Lagarde was the culprit, correct? And you say he was a gifted and thorough investigator. And he must have had more to support his theory than just Mr. Aldown's message, surely. Yeah, he must have. I just don't know what it was. It wasn't exactly a case he liked talking about. Agent Lang's father. The long Lang. A trusted ally named confidant to President Wang. He discovered the truths that were subsequently suppressed by Chairman Winner. Our first priority should be to find out what they were. Okay, first off, this blood should not be here. Mr. Aldown took his picture of the president's kidnapping from here. Then he called Wilsey Ringer, by which point his killer must have already been approaching from behind, with a brick in their hand, ready to strike. Okay, I guess we don't need to get rid of the blood then. These planters. According to the case file, the yard stretched around 3 sides of the orphanage. And there were 3 planters on each side. Yes, planters arranged in a very particular pattern. One we've seen somewhere before. Okay, so it's the same as before. See, there aren't many flowers. Before you've seen this one. I have to go for this whole. No, it's because it's a different segment now. I can't just skip past it. Oh man, come on. God damn it. Okay, hang on. Let me just. I gotta get through this. Oh man. Okay, there we go. Imagine the footprint's gonna be the same thing, to be honest. This footprint's stopped by the body. I guess that means it belongs to Mr. Aldown, right? You were pretty big. What's that? About size 12? Yeah, it's the same thing. Snowman! Must scout the scene and expect anything that catches my attention. Hey, that's Snowman! It was melting in the simulation the morning after the murder, huh? And that muffler was all wet, and his little button eyes fallen off. Indeed, it still looked reasonably healthy at this point. Although not entirely, I can see one thing that's missing. Ah, poor guy. Bet some kid took it off as a stupid prank. It's not a bad piece of thieving, though. Maybe they had potential. You think one of the orphans took it? I'm not so sure. In fact, I think it was grabbed by somebody else entirely. I think I know what Edgeworth is getting at. Because we just found a piece of evidence. This snowman is missing a certain something, wouldn't you say? Yeah, his right eye. His left right eye, I was about to say, oh god. Indeed, luckily we managed to locate it. The button Mr. Aldown was holding? Look at that, it's the same type of button as the other eye and everything. And if we suppose that the button was indeed the snowman's missing eye, that presents something of a contradiction. What does the button contradict? The victim was clutching the button, and the button was covered with his blood, which means he must have grabbed it after he was being attacked. Let's run a little hypothetical, shall we? What if, after being struck, Mr. Aldown lost his balance, and reached out to grab something to steady himself? The snowman. The snowman wouldn't have supported him, so he would have grasped the button and continued falling. I get it. So you're saying that he was near the snowman when he was attacked? Oh yeah, if no one's reached to be precise. And he's clearly nowhere near that close. Right, but his footprints only go as far as the planter. He never came back this way. What if they weren't his footprints? I think we need to look at all the prints again. Alright, I'll take us back to the scene when Mr. Alldown's body was found. But the footprints on the left definitely matched up with Mr. Alldown's shoes, right? So what's the deal? Let's take a look and see if we can figure it out. I think Mr. Alldown's body was moved. How else to explain the button clutched in his hand? It never suggests that he was killed somewhere near the snowman. I better take a closer look. Must scout the scene and expect anything that catches my attention. Cyanide footprints going towards the body and away from it. The case file says they must belong to the murderer. They grow fainter as they get closer to the orphanage gates. That's just because there's less snow over here, no? Be that as it may, it certainly doesn't help matching the prints of a name and face. Poor snowman, he's not looking good. It can't be helped. Snow eyes eventually melt. That's just how it is. And so do mysteries. All we have to do is wait. The snowman of the case will melt into clear water of truth. All you have to do is wait, Kay. I have to work to solve those mysteries. So there are planters outside the orphanage gates too. Oh, look, they're planting stuff that flowers in winter under all that snow. Indeed, a little frigid, but tasteless, not tasteful nonetheless, even if this is a simulation. Yes, indeed, a bit frosty looking, but tasty nonetheless, for a simulation. Anything else here? I think it's all those bars move. Nope, there's still something else here. But what? Oh, missing brick. Huh? Look, there's a brick missing here. The rest of the brickwork looks fine. Strange, there's just one missing. There it is. And click. It seems quite likely the missing brick was the one used in the murder, wouldn't you say? Oh yeah, now that you mention it, they're the exact same shape and size. Let's scout the scene. Clearly there's something else I can check out here now. These shoes. As the case file says, they match footprints, but... Huh? These aren't the victim's shoes, I'm sure of it. What do you mean? Look how the laces are tied. Don't they look a little strange to you? What's more, they don't appear to fit properly. So these prints, they go right up to where the victim was found, and they stop right by his feet. But they didn't actually belong to him. So the prints by his head, the one that lead the way, come back? No, I don't think so. They're too small. So neither set belongs to him? Then how did he get here? That's easy enough. He didn't walk. He was carried by the killer. So then, where did the murder take place? Was it really over by the snowman as we suspect? And there we go. I think we have to conclude the murder actually happened over by the snowman. Right, the button came from there, and the brick too. Indeed. What's more, the murderer took the brick right by the snowman, and then tried to sneak up on the victim all the way over by the planters. Mr. Alldown would have seen them run away. Exactly. I think we need to update the simulation, okay? Mr. Alldown wasn't standing by the planters. He was next to the snowman. Gotcha. All right, here goes. Alright. Here we are. This doesn't seem right. Kay, I think am I messing me up in the simulation here, Kay? This doesn't look right. Yeah, no matter how you look at it, this just doesn't work. Yeah. Indeed, everybody who was present is in exactly the same spot. So where did we go wrong? One of the pieces of evidence on which we based our simulation must be the source of the problem. What if one of them was faked somehow? But which one was it? Probably the photo, I take it. Yeah. Can we really be certain that this picture was taken by Mr. Alldown? Huh? What do you mean? We know that whoever killed him moved his body. But why would they have done that? What if they wanted to make it seem like he saw something he didn't? And then they took the photo to help back up the lie? That they had the president at gunpoint. They could easily have forced him to pose for the pose of the picture. He would have had no choice but to comply. Hey, now that you mention it, they only recovered one picture from Mr. Alldown's camera, right? Indeed. Imagine his killer probably removed the film that was already in there, then replaced it with another, thereby ensuring that the only picture found was the one they staged. Yeah, that makes total sense. So this picture was actually taken after Mr. Alldown was killed. No way. Alright. And there you have it. The picture doesn't show what Mr. Alldown saw at all. It seems highly likely that was simply staged to make us believe that was the case. Wait, so where was the present Mr. Alldown thought he saw him being kidnapped? Luckily, the photograph isn't the only piece of evidence we can use to try to figure that out. Oh yeah, he left that voicemail too. He did. And I think we should listen back to it one more time, don't you? This is surely the only place where the president and his kidnapper could have been standing. Take that. That's where they were? How do you figure that? Do I need a reason? What? You mean you don't have one? Ugh. You're hot. That clearly wasn't it. Let's go over what Mr. Alldown says. Maybe I should look at that. Hang on. Oh, I can't look at the evidence now. Oh no. I guess I try there instead. Why not? Okay, now I'm gonna take a chance to look at this. The light's out. So wherever a light was. Ah. Light's out here. We called this statement from Mr. Alldown's voicemail. Damn it, the light's out. 2 of the lights here in the yard are broken. Yeah, he must have been talking about the one above that building. Alright, could you update the simulation to reflect everything we learned? Sure. And there we have it. The kidnapper was really standing over by the building. Yes, which would certainly have strengthened the theory that they were connected to the orphanage. So they moved the body and staged the photograph to distort the picture painted by the voicemail, which helped them undermine the idea that the orphanage was involved when the case went to trial. Well, that certainly changes what this particular part of the simulation tells us. I imagine it will also affect our understanding of the scene when the body was found. One way to find out. Ready to make the jump? To switch between the 2 recreations, I need to first press Y to talk with K, and then select Switch Recreations. I'll give it a try later when I need it. Is that hinting there's still something I can learn from here? There's no mistaking it. This is where Mr. Alldown actually took his pictures, before being attacked by the murderer with a brick from the planter just behind him. After being attacked, he collapsed, grabbing the snowman's right eye as he fell, which means his body would have been here first, and not where we thought it was before. Indeed. We should examine the area where we previously thought it fell too. Mr. Alldown wasn't killed here between the planets at all. Then, what's this blood doing here? Things have changed considerably in terms of what the simulation is showing us. But if we want to look more closely at this blood, I think we'll be better off looking at the simulation from the point at which the body was discovered. Then what are we waiting for? I'm ready when you are. Just switch between the... Okay. one final check. One final thing I'll check first. There are burn marks on this pillar here. Come on. I clicked this one already. Seriously. So this is where Mr. Alden actually saw the president and his kidnapper. Yes, which pretty clearly suggests the link between the kidnapping and the orphanage. You can see why so much trouble was taken to suggest that it happened elsewhere. Yeah, they pulled some really dirty tricks there. Faking a photo like that? That's just cheating. Not to mention disposing of Mr. Alden's camera film and forcing the president to pose at gunpoint. They must have put in some new film and then staged the photo immediately afterward. And if Chairman Winter was involved, he could have changed or hidden other evidence as well. It only doesn't help that the SS5 case file was classified until just recently. Yeah, but he's behind bars now. The truth is coming out at last. Indeed, although much still remains unclear. We need to look very closely at the differences between this and the previous simulation. Okay, let's switch. Time for a switchy. Okay, let's take another look at how things were when they found the body. And there we have it. When I scout the scene, expect anything that catches my attention. Blood on the snow. A lot of it. Something looks as if the murder occurred here, doesn't it? Wait, but we just figured out that Miss Alden was killed over by the snowman, right? We did. I think this blood might belong to somebody else. What? But the police report said the blood was Mr. Alden's. Need a reminder that the case was overseen by Chairman Winter. The man would have had no scruples about altering the official report over something this small. But then why got all that trouble? Bringing him to just clean up the blood instead? He wasn't able to. Think about it. He knew that this was where the police would find Mr. Alden's body. And he knew that the police would have certain type of methods at their disposal to look for clues. Oh, you mean luminol? Yeah, they would have found traces of blood if they used that for sure. Exactly. He wouldn't be able to clean it up to the point where it was undetectable. Far easier to falsify the results of any such tests when they came back in. It would simply have been a matter of replacing the official results with a doctored copy. Yeesh, so we've been looking for a forgery this whole time? That sucks. Wait, but it says Mr. Alden's clothes were covered with blood too. It does, and if they were, it seems entirely believable. It suggests that whoever's blood this is, that wasn't yet dry when Mr. Alden's body was placed there. I get it, which means that the other person's blood was spilt long before Mr. Alden was killed. I think it does, yes. But if that's the case, doesn't that present something of a contradiction? Nope. It's almost like fire, right? And when did the fire happen? We need to take another look and think about that. I'm gonna save now because I've already lost a lot of health. I'm in the middle now. So this is where Mr. Alden really met his fate. But he was moved in order to make the scene consistent with the staged photograph. What was the spot between the planters? So the footprints, in fact, go over there and come back. Yes, I think that tells us something important. But they were left by whoever carried them over there. Can we really be sure that these are Mr. Alden's footprints? Well, they're the same size, 12, which is pretty big, and the prints match his shoes. They also go straight to the middle of the planters, where his body was found. But as we established, when he was attacked and fell, he grabbed the button from the snowman. Well, being a great thief, I know a few contortionist tricks, but that would be way beyond even me. Some average Joe stretching his arms that far? Basically impossible. There could be reasonably certain that the prints were made by the shoes the victim was wearing. But can we be certain that they were actually the victim's shoes? Perhaps we should take a look at them. Clearly, this needs to be deduced somehow. Something I have fits the deduction. But I don't know what. Wait a second. Wait a second. If the fire happened before the incident, then blood should still be there regardless of any fire. Got it. There's a clear contradiction here. Huh? In the bloodstain? The blood is clearly cut off where the snow was melted by the fire, which means that the blood in question was split before the fire was started. Huh? But the fire happened before the murder, no? If you choose to believe the case file, yes. But if the fire was actually set up after what happened here, the kid who lit it might have seen something. Then why isn't there a witness statement? Because that would have challenged Chairman Window's version of events. We need to know more about this fire. Ew! Yes, Shifu! The fire might have been reported to the police, which means there might be a record of it. Go see if they have anything and bring everything you find back here right away. Understood, Shifu. I can run on it. One more thing. What is it, Shifu? Contact my family back in Shangfa. Tell them to search my father's office. There should be something there related to the case. There should. What kind of something exactly? I told you I'd seen the scene somewhere before, didn't I? Well, I remembered where. It was in my father's office. He had a picture of it. Or at least something very much like it. What? It looked like it was drawn by a child. Possibly a child from the orphanage. Possibly even the child who set the fire. It should still be there somewhere. Tell him to send it right away. Yes, Shifu. So I just need to keep walking and I'll leave the simulation, right? I won't bump into anything. Okay, see ya. I don't believe there's anything anymore to be found here. Alright, what kind of logic do I have? Logic! I think I still need some bit more logic. Nope. Well, at least I actually looked for heard it all this time, so hang on. Okay. I'll check it again just in case. Nope. We might need to switch scenes again. Okay. Want me to show you the scene as described in Mr. Ono's voicemail, right? Okay, let's take another look at how things were when the president was kidnapped. And there we have it. Can we really be sure that these are Mr. Ono's footprints? Well, they're the same. Okay. Like, it says perhaps taking a look at them, but like literally it can't. It doesn't let me. I can't expect them further. So why am I looking at it again? Ugh. There's no reason for me to do this. Wait. Someone, what am I missing? Comes up to about my shoulder. That's just having a contender right there. That was because we're messing around. Never mind its weight and size. I think we need some slightly more in-depth analysis here. Well, it has a bucket for a hat, buttons for eyes, a nice fluffy muffler, a full snowing uniform, and looks like it can wait for me to punch and kick 1,000 tiny snowman to pieces. Perhaps we could keep things a little less subjective, Kay. Honestly, all I have left are the 2 pieces of logic. I don't know those actually connect. We'll find out, though. Oh, okay. Chairman Winter was involved in President Wang's abduction, and it seems like whatever he dug up yesterday had something to do with the kidnapping. Oh, I get it. You do? You bet I do. We're talking treasure, right? Loot. He must have been digging up the ransom money. The ransom money. $100 million is an awful lot of cash. Burying it would have been a good way to keep it hidden until the heat died down. So it seems like a possibility. Glad you agree. Okay, there we go. We did it. Yay. No, I did get my health bar back entirely. Ah. Alright, guess we're done here. Everyone magically return to the places you were at before. Shifu, I'm back. I brought everything the police had on the fire, and I also brought the picture from your father's office. Oh, how did you get that? How did you get that picture so fast? About time I kept you, huh? Well, hand it over. Let's take a look at this mysterious picture, shall we? This is it. This is the picture I remember. Could this be a depiction of something that happened on the 19th incident? Sure looks like a kid drew it, huh? Yes, then I bet it's the work of the child who set the fire. I think I see Connus there. Shifu, there's... What now? Look, I'll have to wait, okay? Well, Mr. Prosecutor? Why do you think my father kept this? I imagine he acquired it at some point during his investigation. Although I have no idea why he would have chosen to keep it to himself. Could we see the case file for the fire, too? Sure, here. If you'll just give me a moment to read through it. It seems the boy who started the fire snuck out of bed in the evening of the incident. And then disappeared several days later. What? Must have been because he saw something, right? No, a kid? Really? That's horrible. That's sadly not unimaginable. Huh. Looks like the kid left something behind that was put into evidence. What's this? What's it doing in that case file? What is it, Mr. Prosecutor? Have you seen this somewhere before? Something very much like it, yes. We have a piece of evidence that could well be connected. Which evidence relates to the item the boy left behind. Wait, where is it? There it is. I don't know what it was doing. I don't know what it was doing the evidence for that case, but it looks like that might be the missing horn from this soft toy. Hey, that was President Wang's. You've seen it before. Of course, you always kept it somewhere close by. Remember, because of the missing piece. I see. It has a special device inside that plays recorder sound when you twist the horn. Hey, do you think maybe putting the horn back might unlock some more recordings? You never know. The toy itself should still be up on the 51st floor. Hey, you heard the man? Yes, Shifu, I'll go fetch it right away. Here it is, Shifu. Torosaurus doll, like just like you asked. Good work. Hand it to the prosecutor over there. Well, does the horn found at the orphanage fit the president's plushie? It's been recompleted. It fits perfectly. And any more recordings on there? Let's find out. Hi, Dijun. Sorry, President Wang. It's me, Amelie. I know it's been a while. I saw on the news that you were visiting the country soon, and I didn't know where I should get in touch at all, but in the end I decided I had to. I'm gonna turn it off right now. Oh, what's going on to Judge Gavel? Are you okay? Just turn it off, please. You see, I had a bit. Oh. I'm sorry, that's pretty much all I wanted to tell you. Oh, except I called him Sean. Sean Fen. It has a nice ring to it, don't you think? No! Oh. Sean Fen. The kid? And also that I'll be at the orphanage on the evening of the 9th. I'll be waiting in the front yard. I thought you can meet him if you like, even if it's only just this once. I know you're a very busy man, but anyway, that's where we'll be. Goodbye. Oh. Wow. Okay. That's... Oh no. What? He was my dad? I'm so sorry, Sean. Care to explain what the heck is going on, Gavel? Sean, isn't my bio... That much was obvious. I adopted him. I figured. He was aware of this. Yes, of course. His mother, Amelie Fenn, she died 5 years ago. We were cousins. But we were also friends. The best of friends. People often mistook us for sisters. And so, when she died, it seemed only natural that Sean should come and live with me. Of course, we had to keep his father's identity secret. And I decided the best way to do that would be for him to never know in the first place. It has quite a lot to learn from a recording made on this seemingly innocent toy. I guess Sean's mother must have recorded the message and sent the plushie to the president. Hey. Yes, John? You're sure he was really my dad? Yes, I'm sure. Before you were born, your mother worked for a time as a diplomat in Jingfa. Makes sense. That line of work might well have brought you into contact with the president. What? You told me she worked at the orphanage. She did, but only after she returned. After she quit the diplomatic service. She always loved helping others. The orphanage was perfect for her. Oh, there was more to that. Never mind, there wasn't. Oh, sorry, Judge Gavel, but I have to ask. Amelie later asked the president to come. Why didn't she show up herself? Why isn't she anywhere in the files related to the SS5 incident? She never made it to the rendezvous that night. Someone was tailing her. I'll bet that was Chairman Winner's doing, though sadly we can't prove it. And because she couldn't make it, she never saw the president again. Then she died 5 years ago. This can't be easy for Sean. Hey, Sean, are you thirsty? We could go get a soda. My treat, okay? Come on, I think I saw a vending machine over. You think I can't buy myself a soda? This is important, and it's about me. I'm staying. Oh, that didn't work at all. Sean, perhaps now you can guess why I met with the president 2 nights ago. So that's it. That was the big secret. I wanted to tell him face to face that Amelie was gone, but also that you were alive and well, more than well. But I makes sense now. No wonder Judge Gavel was so keen to avoid sharing the details of the meeting. Yeah, she would have had to share that truth about Sean too. And that was why I took the lion lilies with me. So there would be no doubt that I knew Amelie, and that I knew her well. These flowers bore a special significance for the two of them, you see. President Wayne gave Amelie a bouquet of lion lilies in the early days of the romance. But now, he too is dead. If only he had lived, Sean might have finally been able to get to know him. Shifu! I've been waiting for the right time to say this, but... What? What is it? You've been hovering there this whole time, breathing down my neck. Can't it wait? They said something else from Zhangfa. President Wang's will. What? The president's will, huh? It gave my father medal after medal. They had to come up with new ones just for him. In the end, there were no medals left to give, so he made us keepers of his last will and testament. Those medals, that duty, they're our greatest pride, our family jewels. The wheel was in my scroll the whole time. How about that? What? This is... What is Agent Lang? Does that have anything to do with our current case? You could say that. Seems he was planning on publicly acknowledging Sean as his son. Sean's name appears in the president's will? And we're certain that the document is authentic. That President Wang wrote it himself. Sure we are. It's old, but it's real. My family took charge of it back before the SS5 incident happened. They'll want to analyze it back home to be sure, but I'd stake my name on it being the genuine article. Lang was a renowned world leader. A child nobody knew about, but have been sure to cause a stir. Yet he chose to mention the child in his will nonetheless. Well, that's that, I guess. I still can't quite believe it, but the president confirmed it with his own hand. There's no denying it. Sean, you're President Wang's son. What? What? Oh. Sean! Oh, he ran. Look, Sean! Oh, there he goes. Running. To be continued. Well, you know what? That's where I'm gonna end it. I'm ending it there. Still in the middle. I'm gonna end it there. So, that's gonna be it. Everyone's still here, except Bowser and Nichols. They're gone. So I'm going to end it there for tonight, because I am pretty much out of time. And then, so it looks like it's going to be one more stream to finish this off, I think. Since I'm now officially about 6 hours into the case, so yeah. So next stream will be the final stream for Eastern Investigations. Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit, and the collection in general. I don't know exactly when that'll... It's either going to be... That stream will either be on Sunday or Monday, one of those 2 days. And then after that, I'll be absent for 2 days, and then Silk Song on Thursday. Excited for that. Very excited. Anyways, so that's it for this stream. Of course, if you want to follow the stream, you can do that. And also, I do have a VOD channel now where you can see all my streams for the previous Eastern Investigations game on that one, and these will be going up pretty soon, actually, almost immediately after the last VOD for the first game comes out, since I'm pretty much going to be done with this come that same day. So, yeah, I actually do not know if I actually linked it. I don't remember if I linked to the Twitch VOD channel on the Twitch. I will do that, though, if I didn't do that yet. So you can follow the link there eventually and check that out. And also subscribe to my VOD channel there. I'm also still currently working on finding a schedule that works for me to get back on uploading YouTube videos. I prepared recording from next Fire Emblem Engage, and I'm going to be getting on that soon. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. So until then, I'll see you all next time, on Sunday or Monday, for the finale of Eastern Investigations 2. Goodbye.